1 2 1 2. Hey, let's try that again. I had a little bit of a technical problem today with my monitor, so I had a power surge yesterday. I'm pretty sure fried my monitor. So I got a new one, and I had to move cables and USB plugs around and all of that. So that's why the mic didn't work. But good afternoon is what I was saying to everybody. You're still pissed at Capcom in Discord? Yes, I was supposed to stream it in Discord to get that outfit set. By the way, for anyone who is, I don't know what countries it's available in, but for anyone who does want to get the free fall hunter set, you can stream in the Discord, the Hey J Discord. There's a bunch of channels to stream in there. Oh, it's only in US and Canada. Well, that's weird. I think you can get a code from some US Canadian friends. But yeah, anyway, if you're looking to get that and you are in US and Canada, hop onto the Hey J Discord server. You can use any of those channels to stream on. I think you only need to stream for like 30 minutes. I haven't gone it yet, but I was planning on doing it this weekend. I would have done it this morning or last night if it wasn't for my problems. Not even Japan. That's so weird, eh? I guess it's a trial they're doing with Discord drops. And it's probably the North American teams that did it. But you know what's weird? Usually, so I've worked with Capcom before in a partnership role. Not me as an individual, but a company I was working for. I was interfacing with Capcom. And everything we wanted to do with them had to go to Capcom of Japan for approval. So I find it really strange that, let's say Discord and Capcom had this arrangement that basically Capcom Japan signed off on it, not offering it to their own country. Yeah. Well, I just got a notification from Discord today that said, hey, look, you can get this Monster Hunter drop. So they are advertising it, but I think maybe the Capcom team is keeping it a little bit more hush. All right, so in terms of what's on the agenda for today, I've got Anomaly Research. Oh, that beautiful jazz music. Just hits differently, you know? This is perfect. This is perfect. It's beautiful outside. It's Sunday. I got some tea. The Amiibo Showcase video is actually finished, Manwaka. I just received it today. However, I won't be dropping it this week because I have other videos that are time sensitive. So this week you can expect, I actually have 4 videos. I don't know if I can get them all out this week. I have a sponsored video I have to get out within the next 4 days. It's actually an interesting game. It's not the sponsor that came to me. I went to the sponsor and I said, hey, I'll play your game. Can I try it? It's a competitive game about dragon flights. So you're basically a dragon rider. It sucks if you're into single player games, but if you're into competitive games, it's actually a really good game. And then I've got the journals. I've got the Elden Ring journal, the Monster Hunter journal to do this week. And then I also wanted to talk about, I think it's called Valiant Heart, that new EA game that looks like they're getting into Monster Hunter territory. Oh, I got a small crown. That's nice. That's right, I did my first Master Rank Chameleos last week, so that's in there now. And of course the Flaming Espinas. Whoops. Espinas. Man, it's so easy to mess up on that one. Violet Mizutsune. Leviathan's known for their beautiful lilac-colored fur. Hey, Dan! You know what? I'm with you, Nero. I've lost trust in EA, and I don't really enjoy EA games. But more recently, they put out a game called It Takes Two. I don't know if you've gotten the chance to try it. Oh, that's what it is. Not Valiant Hearts. Wild Hearts. Yes, that's the one, Manwaka. I want to talk about Wild Hearts. Anyways, It Takes Two is a really good game done by EA. It's a co-op game. You can only play it in couch co-op, and it is so good. I was reading this. If they're only the publisher, that's okay. If they're just publishing it, I'm fine with it. It scared you. How come it scared you, Tadir? Oh, the elephant! That was such a dark scene. You're right. You're right. All right, let's get this going. We're playing with Hunter's Honor Code today, as usual. So we want lobby settings. We're gonna copy this into the chat. Let's see if I actually have it in windowed mode so I can go between. I'm in full screen mode. Let's go to borderless window. Absolutely agree, Dan. Competition always breeds innovation. All games where they start getting competition in the space is always good. That other game that came out that is a Monster Hunter clone, Dauntless, I think Dauntless had some good ideas, but I don't think they put enough pressure on Monster Hunter. I mean, if anything, maybe they forced Monster Hunter to go PC. I doubt it, but... Alright, here's the room code. Anybody who's interested in joining, I see Regal Eagle. I didn't see you in the chat yet, but I saw Regal Eagle jumped into the queue. So we have our first queue. We've got Nero, Unknown Man, Regal. We've got some of the legendary hunters here with us. And yeah, if anybody wants to join, just hit !join. I'll be streaming for probably about 2 hours today. It's going to be a short stream, and we're just going to be fighting some afflicted monsters. Nice little chill way to... PC only, yes, unfortunately. We don't have crossplay. Alright, so we've got Volvidons on the menu today.
Would you like to try an anomaly quest?
I've got a level 7 Volvidon. That's not very exciting. Oh, I got a level 11. You just hit high rank on PC. Oh, I feel ya, Dan. I guess you just started? No, I did not notice the J at the end of my room code. That's a nice touch, though. Nice little coincidence. So we have Unknown with the, this was the... You're pulling off the Rurikhan hat here. Oh no. What was that hiccup? Is that Naviru? Alright, Nero's in. Welcome, Nero. Welcome. That's a beautiful fish you got there. And is Regal Eagle with us? Oh, Rona, it's what a few people do on...
That'll do.
Every October, people put like a spooky name or something. That's what I came up with. This is paid DLC, Rooney. Paid a whole $5 for it. I'm not sure if it's worth it. Actually, it's worth it. For me, it's worth it. All right, the rules for today, because our queue's not too full, if the hunt takes less than 5 minutes, the team gets a second round. We're October already, October 2nd today. All right, I think Regal Eagle is either still in a match or not with us on Twitch yet, so who do we have next up then? Let's get Friasfio. Friasfio, if you want to join us, come on in. Oh, I haven't tried the filter. That's a good, good call. Where do we get that again? Is it game settings? Oh, so many badges. I'm missing them. I thought it was graphics too, but I didn't see it under there. Unless it's like... Huh. Maybe you have to do it like in the main menu or something? Or advance? It's strange if it is in advance. Why would they put this in advance? So we got film grain filters. Here it is. Warring Lands Classic Horror. That's... Oh! We're gonna try on horror for a bit. Alright, you guys all ready to go? No worries, Regal. We'll get you in the next round, Regal. And lobby ID... Sounds like we're underwater, though. Here, I'll drop the lobby. Here's the lobby ID. Underwater is horror. That's so true. Good point. All right, so this Volvidon, I suspect we should be able to do it in less than 5 minutes. Why are we compiling shaders? Is it because we're in a new filter? I know 3U's waiting for me, but they keep adding new monsters for me to hunt here. Tell them to stop adding new monsters, but don't. I don't know if I like it in horror. This is just the level 11, so he should go down pretty quickly. What's everybody doing over there? Oh, Cascade showed up. This is so weird. Wait, what axe am I using? Oh, did I forget to switch my... Please don't tell me I'm using a high rank axe. I should have probably checked my armor and stuff. I might be wearing high rank stuff. Hey, it's Ginsan! Worms are animals, not insects? I had no idea. Oh no, I'm in high rank gear. Oh, I've made a terrible mistake. Because I was like, whoa, I charged my axe way too easy. None of my master rank axes are power. Oh, they're all power files. Well, I did say I needed it to be a little harder. In that case, don't rely on me to do any big finishers on this thing. Pretty much one hit and I'll probably die, right? Oh, this is so distorted. Luckily it's Volvidon. I know how to move him for the most part. Uh-oh. Oh, that was close. Well, it's not one hit kills. That's okay then. If Blue was here, he would laugh at this. Can you change these on the fly? Oh, it's like we just surfaced.
I think you've had enough.
Oh.
What masterful skill.
I don't even have my evade extender on this, and I only have a level 2 rapid morph. Oh man.
They can't move.
I could go to the camp, but I mean, this thing's almost dead anyways. Also, I'm playing this on my new monitor too, but my new monitor is the same as my old one, so does it really matter? Maybe we'll get a nice finish. Oh! Nice.
Farewell, monster.
Oh, no. That doesn't count as a quest. 1, 2, 3. Volvidon Cortex. Hey, we got an inflicted bone. Just one carve. Alright, that was probably less than 5 minutes, I think. So we might keep the team together for one more round. Whoop! Yeah, I'm gonna change everything. Questo complete. Nice, another coin. Blue, you just missed it. I did an afflicted quest with, I forgot to change to my master rank gear, so I fought it in high rank armor and weapons. Oh, what was the time on that? I didn't check. I assume it was less than 5. 503? Well, it's my fault because I went in with high rank gear. We're not doing new weapon training today. Is the lightning shredder my new best one? Huh. Apparently it is. Can I not see what decorations I have on here? Yeah, this looks like the Bishaten one. Well, it was layered armor. Oh, we have no. There was no layered armor. I was just using that weapon. Remember to switch to low rank gear? Okay, Sonic. Okay. That's how you truly train.
Anomaly quests can be found here.
Is this really the best thing that we should be doing? I mean, I guess I should I be okay, a question to the chat. Should I be doing investigation or quests? I want to get right into it, Regal. I'll get you in the next one, though. I promise. I feel we should be unlocking monsters, right? If you do the anomaly quests, you unlock monster slots. I want to unlock some monster slots.
I pray for your good fortune.
Oh, tabletop RPG day. Nice. All right, then let's get these investigations wrapped up. Also, it helps me towards my pledge. Oh, they added investigations afterwards?
Say the word. All prepared.
Just a few more seconds.
We'll be with you in like 5 minutes, Regal. Don't you worry. It really is a wild system to add afterwards. It's about efficiency today. I got so much grinding to do, Regal. So much grinding. Hey, Zelt, I see you. I only saw you before the sound alert. And also, thank you, Regal Eagle, for that sub. Thank you for a 1.5 years of support. Really appreciate that. Every time I do these weekend streams, think of you, you know. I'm like, oh, Regal's going to be happy. We're doing a weekend stream. And also thank you, it's Kin-san. I'm not sure if I properly thanked you. I was in the midst of it. I have messed up.
I'll just take this.
We got to get these quests out of the way if we're gonna go to 4U. I don't know if you guys know the weekend crew, but the next thing on the list is to... Oh, that's some better damage.
Reliable as always.
Once I'm done all these quests in this pledge, we're starting 4U. I'd like to start 4U probably by January. I think January is fair. What is hurting me? I will emulate it for the sake of a better streaming experience. It's gonna look better on stream if I emulate it. Yeah, it'll probably make multiplayer better because I think the 3DS is region locked, isn't it? So many invasion sensations on this crap. Now, that is what I want to do. I want to emulate. But I heard Citra takes up a lot of processing power. And it's really difficult to... It might be too hard on my PC to run Citra while streaming. So if it's too hard, I will use the 3DS. I also don't have that circle pad edition on the 3DS.
Targeting you.
Just realized I'm red. Oh, get soaked. Either way, I have options, so I'm not too worried. Either way, For You will be streamed one way or another. Oh, how did that hurt me? What are you gonna do?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Toby. Hey, Murder Bear! You gonna be joining us today? Is this the place where we drop the golden stuff? Oh. That assumes I have a second computer, ads. Computers are expensive, man. I mean, the ultimate streamer setup is to do two computers. Most big streamers who do it full time do use two computers, one to play the game, one to stream it. Oh, Toby, you took the shot. Oh, no, you didn't. I don't know what happened. Oh. Guess we're battling.
Skilled rider you are.
Today's an anomaly grind day, yeah, Murder Bear. Doing investigation. Not so much grinding the levels, but grinding out the... Oh, what is this? Shark? Nice! Good job, everybody.
Until next time.
Alright, let's get this over with. I shall put this to good use.
Are you planning on upgrading anytime soon, Hull? Oh, afflicted blood. Nice. That's some new stuff.
I'll help myself, thank you.
Where I saw some red stuff.
Sorry, but duty calls.
I'll just take this. Go!
So I am running with an RTX 2060, which is not too bad. It's pretty like mid level for where things are right now. I don't know if I have the Gusto Crab. Do I have the... Oh. That's one for the quest counter up.
All in a day's work.
Yo, I would do a charity stream for Hull if he wants us to do one. I don't know if people would actually support him. I think he would. I think he's got his own fans. You know, as much as I want to see what a like female hunter is all about, it's hard for me to play like to I embody my hunter so much. It's hard to go with a different gender for myself. All right. Well, if Hall is serious about you know what? Maybe that's what we'll do. Like, you know how streamers sometimes they have a bucket like for what they're working up towards in subs and donations. Just do it on a Monhun re-experience. What is a re-experience? Okay, now we got Regal. And let's get Magikestrel and Turbert.
I've got some great deals for you. Next time is sure to go your way.
Aw, there was like no
Hope
special
to
balls
see
in
you
that
again
one.
soon.
You do your first playthrough of Worldborn as a female and you've never been as sad. Aw. Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you mean, Blue. Yeah, absolutely. That's a smart idea. When I go back to World, oh no. World is my special place. I have to like stay as my dude. Ah, Big Lord. It sucks for that there's no crossplay.
A special
Left
quest
side
has
check.
been added.
Right side check. Oh, we're all done with A1. It never kind of registered. Actually, there's not that many left in here. There's only 5. Let's get rid of Aknosam. Oh, I hate this thing.
I pray for your good fortune.
Is the female armor really that bad? I thought it would be better. Hull, I will get you that layered armor. Don't you worry. I can get you a code. Oh, right. I gotta drop the lobby here. Lobby code. Here you go. So, yeah, I was saying earlier in the stream, I'm doing a sponsored, not a sponsored stream, I'm doing a sponsored video this week. It's a game I did not know about, and I do think a lot of people here will enjoy it, which is why I chose to do it. Have you guys heard of Century Age of Ashes by any chance? Century Age of Ashes. Alright, so we're waiting on... Who are we waiting on? I haven't heard of it either before the thing, but it is a... it's a free-to-play, competitive dragon riding game. You basically, you fly through the map, which is really cool because you can do really tight turns. You fly as a dragon. Well, it's actually a wyvern. We're going to talk about that later. They call them dragons, but they're really wyverns. And you're basically, there's a bunch of different play modes. There's one that I really like, which is you have to capture all the treasure and bring it back to your tower. But at the same time, you have to fight off all the other dragon riders. It just came out on PlayStation. And it uses the same monetization model as Fortnite, so it's got like a battle pass, cosmetic. You have a ton of cosmetics you can buy, none of which impact your gameplay, so it's actually not... Hey, Regal, good to see you again. Turbert, good to see you. I see you sporting the Hall look. And who else we got here? Kestrel. Oh, right, I gotta pick a quest. Sorry about that, guys. Oh no, we have Aknosam. What am I talking about? What? Why do I have to say if you're over 25? This game is a must-have. Who says that?
Time to go.
I had to play so long because I'm going to give a bunch of footage to Hall for that game, and I kept losing. And I was getting so frustrated. Like, I would have rage quit on this game a lot earlier if it wasn't sponsored. And finally, my last 2 matches, I won. And I'm like, but watch, Hall's not going to use none of it. He's just going to use all the ones where I died. I'm terrible at competitive games, so it's just, it's not for me. A wise mystical tree says that? Okay, so a few times my team lost a member or a member dropped. So a lot of the times that I lost, it's because we were disadvantaged. But every time that I won, like, it ranks you against your team. Out of the 6, it says how good you are compared to the other players. And I was always like in 5th or 6th place, which is why I think I sucked. And we had 0 team coordination because I was like learning the game. Oh, the egg hatching. Yeah, I like that part. Honestly, it's a solid game. It's just I was playing it on a PS4, and I don't think like the load screens on it were horrendous. I have a base PS4, and base PS4 has just terrible load screens. If you can get it on PC, I would probably recommend playing it on PC. But the sponsored video was only good if I did it on PlayStation. I might have to get a PlayStation 5 just to fulfill some sponsorships. Not just sponsorships, but PlayStation actually got a hold of me recently. And they were asking if I wanted to be on the list for God of War. I was like, oh, heck yes. But they're like, do you want a PlayStation 4 copy or a PlayStation 5 copy? And I'm like, oh, no, I don't have a PlayStation 5. So I guess I have to go with the PS4. But I'm sure it's going to run like terrible on the PS4. Murder this, not murder bear, murder bird today. What the bird do? Whoever brought, what did you bring? Did you bring a Toby to a fight? I like that. You know that comment, just the comment "see you in hell" suggests that the hunters in the Monster Hunter world believe, or they have a place called hell, which suggests that there is religion in this world. I would like to learn more. How'd you like it, Tapir? Did you finish the optional bosses and everything? You finished all the Valkyries? Even the Queen? Oh. Wait, you guys? No, I'm not doing this. Someone else. It's illegal. Oh, dang! Oh man, I just lost it. I think I bought. I don't know if I did buy. I wanted to replay God of War on PC. I want to replay all of my PlayStation games on PC. I want to get Spider-Man on PC. I never played the Miles Morales one. That's coming out on PC. I did buy Horizon Zero Dawn on PC. Like, I am all about PlayStation bringing their games to PC, and even if I played it on PlayStation, it's just going to be such a smoother experience on PC. I hope. I hope. I know some ports are kind of bad. Get beat.
Looks useful.
Like the original PS2 God of War Hall? I think I have it on PS2. What is this thing? I've got 1 and 2. I've got like the collector pack. But I got it after I stopped playing my PS2. Like I found it in a bargain bin. I was like, oh, I should probably get this. What's with these wisps?
Oh. This is going to hurt! I'll show you no mercy! Make the most out of me!
Oh, those beautiful numbers. This is probably one of my favorite moves that I miss that's not in 3U. The backspin. Man, I missed that. I think that was longer than 5 minutes.
Come on, we'll do one more. Sorry, pal.
Oh, really? Nothing? No afflicted parts? Oh, that's poopy. Another game I probably want to eventually get again on PC is Kakarot, as I hear my son playing it on the PS4. I think that game suffered from long load screens on the base PS4, but it's a really solid game if you enjoy Dragon Ball. It's on Switch right now. If you guys only have a Switch, I would recommend picking up Kakarot as a Dragon Ball fan. If you're not into Dragon Ball Z, it's a pretty basic game. The gameplay is fairly repetitive, but
Time to head home.
it's good nostalgia. No, Regal was supposed to be in the first round, but he wasn't. 6 minutes, so we will cycle out the team. The 15 Aknosan is not available. Scorn. What is Scorn? No, I don't see Regal in the queue right now, so he's good. Next up, we've got Pamparius, Nero, and Ranrax. You're probably compiling shaders, Pamparius? What is the check out target name over at target URL? Let's I'll just do it.
Back to work.
Scorn is a horror game, 10 years in the making. I mean, I'm not. Thank you, Vulcan. Paid $5 for this jazz.
Be sure to check the special quest. I pray that this calamity may soon come
Ah,
to an end.
Baroth. I haven't fought a Baroth in a while. Honestly, all of these are kind of... bleh. Baroth is probably the best out of the four that
May
remains.
tranquil days return to us shortly.
And here we go. We got Nero back here. We have... that was Shihaku. 3 minutes? No worries, Bemprius. Who is Shihaku? I don't quite remember. It's Kinsan. That is the wildest Sims story I have ever heard. Hey, Dralak. Run Raka, Shihaku. Great, great. I was trying to find you, but you ran away, Shihaku. Where are you? Everybody zipped away like fucking ninjas.
I need some more time.
Were you not able to buy subs before? It's unfortunate the subathon has... not the subathon, but the September has ended. Not a fan of how Twitch waited till like the last 4 days to make community subs discounted. Okay, where did you guys all go? Oh, come on! You guys know I can't get up there easily. Well, bye, Nero. So how does this... is the city resting? There's Shihaku. No worries, Bumprius. Okay, let's go. Oh, are we playing hiding and seek? I guess Hall is up next. And just let me know if you're back, Bumprius. I'll hold your spot in queue. So you can join up next if you have your tech issues sorted out. You bought DLC and now your game won't start. Oh no, what DLC did you get? Alright, I think the Nero is somewhere out here. What the heck was that? Oh, that's Shihaku. I mean, if you're hidden from like a glitch thing, that's not gonna be good. Nobody knows this exists. Can anybody guess where I found you? What do you mean? This is like one of the first places I went when I was exploring. Uh-oh. Can you fall off this place? No, you cannot. Oh, you went for the smooth jazz too. Hall, are you actually loading in? Oh, there he is. Hall wins for highest ranks. I didn't even eat. Complete chaos for what, Tralloc? There's two or three others that I don't use personally, but there's a few jazzy tunes. Know any good eats in Canada? I mean, I'm specifically closer to Toronto. The food varies significantly where you are. Like, if you're in Vancouver, you want to have more seafood. If you're in Alberta, you want to have steak. Toronto, you can have pretty much any culture food here. If you're in the East Coast, you want to have lobster. If you're in Montreal, you want to have poutine. We do have bags of milk. Bought 3 yesterday, actually. All right, Nero and Hall, are you guys going to accept the quest here?
Let's go. I'm still busy.
I don't know why, but I think bags of milk are unique to Canada. Are you from PEI, Papa? Papa Dole? It depends. I'm sure some Canadians actually don't even know what proper poutine tastes like. But the standard like good one is your cheese. Your cheese has to be squeaky, and it usually comes from Quebec. They have this very like cheese curds, and that squeakiness is the freshness of the cheese. It's the way it's made. It stops squeaking after like 3-4 days. So if your cheese ain't squeaking, it ain't fresh. I think you can still join Renrax. Probably not, Pemperize. Probably not. I find the load screens have been a little bit longer than usual today. My son's fighting Frieza. It's a nice mural if I hadn't seen it so many times. Oh, do they actually reveal the final boss in the mural all the time? Or was that revealed after I finished the game? Oh. Yeah, because we have the crab. Why is there a random Rathian here? This is really taking long. You got the Bob, Fire Bob, Ice Serpent, the Golem. Oh yeah, that is cool. It just keeps adding them up. You got the spider thing, the wolf. Yeah, that was weird. Am I the only one that's loaded in? Or was that Hall's fault? Well, Hall, if you're not taking birds, well, never mind. I'm going to take a bird. I was going to say I'm not taking one, but then I saw one. I'm like, let's just grab one. Right here. Hey, Chris. Yeah, please. Well, I welcome the lurk. Thank you for just hanging around as you do your grind. You're doing your grind on Switch. By the way, if you want some help on Switch, there's a few other people here who can't join because they're also on Switch. So if anybody wants to do a Switch grind as well, this is a big barrel. This is a very big barrel. Oh my goodness. Oh no! Ooh.
Wonderful work, man.
Ooh. Is that your default? Hull, you are dead. Not a big surprise, but sad. obvious entrance to the fight. Seeing a lot of red. A lot of Zits being popped. Oh my goodness. Wait, somebody, who died? Nero died? Guys, are we gonna fail on a barrel? Got him in the knees. Alright, we're out. I swear this is a gold crown too, so it would be very sad if we lost. Oh, goodness. Is there going to be a violet, afflicted violet Mizu? That's going to be pretty terrifying. Who's working on a Sunday? Yours. Yeah, I don't have the gold crown. What are you doing, Nero? What? How can you take that so far? Why would you take it all the way here? Oh! That crunch is so satisfying when you pop a zip. We are getting close to dying here. We should pop these light powers.
Be careful!
Nice.
Get ready. Go. Just you wait.
Hey, Rishanta, how are you today? Is that a Kezu? That's cute. Gonna be joining us today, Rishanta. I like that name. I like Volvigon's in play.
See you in hell.
That's not a Kezu Vulcan in Minwaka.
Now's my chance!
That's a Gigi.
I'll just take this. Incoming!
No! No, 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 no.
Very good. Thank you.
Where does that sound even come from? That is a big dragon. It's tiny. Woo!
It's over!
That was a close one.
Might as well put this to use.
Here comes the messy part.
Hey, one monster bone.
I'll help myself, thank you.
Wait, is that a sus Kezu? Whoa, 3 monster bones? Did I see that right?
Yeah.
Weapons getting dull!
Anything good down here? Oh, quest complete. You ran out of battery? Oh, that's so cool, Rishanta. Where did you see that? What is the first one? Look at that, Hall. Your emotes are making the rounds on Twitch. That was definitely more than... Yeah, 9 minutes. That was a tough one. All right, next up we have... Oh, Krillin just died. Pamperias, do you want to try coming back in? If so, we'll do Pamperias, Friasfiol, and Unknown. Wait, who's at work? Pamperias is at work, or? Oh, so they're not able to join us after all? Sir, please get some Brazilian batteries. Alright, well, if Pamperias is still gone, let's go with Murder Bear.
A special quest has been
Kind of
added.
wish I could fight to this, like, calm jazz. You're lurking till you leave? Okay, no worries, no worries. I'll remove you from the queue then, just so I don't get confused again.
Would you like to try an anomaly quest?
Would you like to try an anomaly quest? After doing Baroth, Basarios is too similar. Let's go with Bishaten. And then maybe we'll
Anyone
save...
can handle this. It's you.
Maybe we'll save Kezu for our #1 Kezu fan who just joined us. Your style of not moving because your batteries are dead? I wouldn't mind that, Sonic. Whoops. Whoops.
Back to work.
Failed to join lobby. Do you want to give it another try, Murder Bear? Oh yeah, are you on PC as well? Yue, is that Murder Bear? Alright, welcome Yue. Or Murder Bear. Look at that. You guys say the female armor doesn't look good. That one looks good. What you got for me?
How's everything? I'll be seeing you.
And Cascade. I don't think we saw Cascade. Oh, the DLC weapons. See, I don't even know what weapon that is. I still don't know what kind of weapon it is. It's a gun?
Good to go. I'm all prepared. I was born ready.
Alright, let's go hunt ourselves a Bob. No, this one's not called Bob. This one's just called... Actually, I can't even give the short name of Bishaten. Those last few syllables are important. Otherwise, he's just Bish. I checked out the lost code Switch Axe. No, what's the lost code Switch Axe?
Nothing can stand in my way.
If we can do it in less than 5 minutes, you get a second rotation. Otherwise, we rotate after every hunt. But these afflicted monsters are not going down quickly, so it's usually one hunt per... It's one hunt per group. There'll be a quiz on this later. So slow to the fight. He's already down. Ricky down. The lesser Bob. He's down again? Oh, I guess this is what happens when you have gunners. Wait, are the Lost Code weapons the DLC weapons? Layered weapon DLC? Oh yes, I did see. I watched the video of that. Guess we're not. Ride the monkey! Make my own booms.
Mercy on you!
So much explosion going on there, I can't even see what's happening. too. Jeez. This is abuse. Well, you guys might get a second round after all. Discharge is like 1,000 damage easy. This is embarrassing for B-Shot. He's either paralyzed, down, or tired. Oh man. And they're named after famous mythological weapons? I'm kind of curious now what they're called. And if we can kill Kezu this fast... Nice. You guys get this sub 5 minutes, we're going Kezu after. Oh, yes! The circle thing on it. It's not stuck anymore, is it? What is this circular thing?
Might as well put this to use.
Am I a little low compared to the game? I could lower the game. Toby wants attention. We're gonna hunt you soon, Toby. Chill. What is this thing? Circle is heavy bowgun wirebug thing? No. They should give you points for this. For taking his fruit. Who's shooting me?
I'll show you no mercy!
You just made every player charge play. Oh yeah, let me adjust the audio. Oh, you're right. I was recording something, so the game audio was... I had increased it. I'm so sorry about that. Have you guys been able to actually hear me? Because the game audio was a lot louder than what I usually have it at. Four 22s. This crew stays in rotation. What is my build? I'm not really grinding a build specifically, but I can show you what I have. It's not perfect. I want to have more attack up in my build, but I'm not really trying right now. Where can I show you what I have? Here we go. So it's kind of a mix of everything. I can't really say I'm just kind of making do with what I have. So that's the build I have. And I'll show you my skills now. So lots of that. None of it is really great per se, but there's a lot of random stuff in here. All right, since you guys hunted so well,
Special quest for you.
you get to be rewarded with a Kezu.
Anomaly quests can be found here. If anyone can handle this, it's you.
Well, the Kimura axe doesn't feel rewarding at all, because you just buy it.
That'll do.
Hey, legendary girl. That's right. So what makes you so legendary? It's not about the look, Regal. It's about the ownership that I killed something to build it. That would be living a lie, Regal. Could we do that? Could you live a lie like that?
Alright, let's make it happen.
And is this like the... I don't even think... Why do you say this is the best axe, though? Okay, it's got a lot of good sharpness. I'll give it that. And it's got some better slots, but I wouldn't say it... Is it really that much better?
Good to go.
I need some more time.
Back to work. Say the word.
All
I'm
right,
still busy.
let's go get ourselves a blind monster. Wait, gunlance can go up to level 8 shelling? I guess you're right there, Hull. Purple sharpness can be pretty important. I am knocking out some afflicted stuff, Black Crow, so that I can eventually get back on the afflicted grind. I'm also trying to get to master rank 70 for my Thursday streams. So yeah, doing a little bit of that, cleaning up the afflicted. We're at 2-star afflicted, but we're about to wrap that up. And then we're going to start the 3-star afflicted. Here I was trying the gun lance properly for the first time last Thursday. I only had 2 shells, but I feel that I can start understanding just a little bit of the bottom floor of the gun lance and what's important, aka shells. No, I did not know A1 and A2 got nerfed. I had 2 shells because I had wide shelling. What does that mean? Does that just mean I do more damage in a wider range? Yeah, these loading screens have been suspiciously long lately.
For our village.
I actually wonder... I hooked up my hard drive to a different USB port. It's a USB 3.0 port, but it's on the front of my PC instead of the back. And now I'm wondering if that's what's causing the slower loads. Wide shell means more damage per shell. Okay. It's pretty easy to understand. No, I made sure that I put it into a 3.0 USB. I just think for some reason when you put it on the front part of your computer, the front part of a computer sometimes has more lag than the back of your computer. I don't know if it's 3.2. This thing looks like a normal kazoo. Why is it so quiet? Oh, right. He's got a hip check? Oh, he's not a hip check. Oh, right. I forgot to check the bear off if we had a gold crown on that. Hey, we got a hunting horn now? It could be someone else, because I don't think the loading screens were noticeably that bad at the beginning. So I think we might just have a... Who just... Oh, unknown! Unknown got Kezu'd. Nice. Oh, there's our white Kezu. You know, when you think about it, Kezu has one of the strongest abilities in the game. He manages to remove the hunter buff that we could potentially get from Proof of a Hero. You can't get that hunter buff with a Kezu. Wait, I hear music. Get me out of here. Get out of here. Whoops. I messed up. Is it just me, or are there more, especially in this community, there seems to be more gun lance users than charge blade users? Well, it seemed like a lot of people were playing Charge Blade in World. At least that was my impression. We got a switch axe in here too. You can become Valstrax. Oh, you mean when you shoot the gun lance and you ride it like a broom-ish? Oh, we have some afflicted poop over there.
Perfect form.
Wait, great sword? Oh, long sword. What in the frick is happening? Oh, this is gonna be a little boom. Did I finish on a boom? Nice.
Sorry, but duty calls.
Blood. Two bloods. Good hunt, everybody. Thank you, thank you.
Looks useful.
I'm gonna follow Murder Bear here. He seems to know where he's going. These flashy things really is a good motivator to make me pick up more stuff. I don't usually focus on picking up so much.
job, buddy.
Also, if there's anybody new who is not able to join us today because they're on Switch, I welcome you to join the Discord, the HeyJ Discord. If you want to do a Switch multiplayer session there alongside us, or if anybody else wants to just do some multiplayer PC, that's cool too. 6 minutes. Good job, everybody. Kezu harder than Bish. What do you mean you only got 2? That's good. I got 2 as well. Sometimes you get none. All right, next up, we got Regal Eagle coming back in with Turbert and Nero. Now, was that Baroth a crown? I forgot to check a while back. It was not a crown. Huh. You think you know a monster.
There's a special quest for you.
Anomaly research quest. What does he want anyway?
I pray that this calamity may soon
Great Izukis. These are still kind of meh. Let's keep knocking these out. I think we're at the last one. Freaking Basarios. And I'm still curious as to why I only have a blue check mark on my A1. It's 1 hunt, dark. I'm gonna assume that's Spartan. Dark Spartan, it's 1 hunt, but if we get less than 5 minutes, that crew gets a second hunt. Hey, Titty Wonka, thank you. How's it going? What weapon are you gonna pick up? Well, I'm sticking to Switch X because we're an endgame grind here, but I was having a lot of fun in January with the Sword and Shield, so I might dabble more with the Sword and Shield. I have not killed a monster in normal 1-star. I wonder which monster would be missing. Do you know which one? Basarios is weakest to dragon? What is Basarios? Basarios is weak. Well, luckily he's weak to damage. Oh, I've already got the crowns for this. He is weakest. He is weakest to dragon, but water would be good as well. So his legs and abdomen are the weakest part.
Ready to go. Just a few more seconds.
So ice blast. I do have this water. Oh, this is kind of a weak water axe. I gotta level up my axes again. Okay, let's look at the A1, see what we can find
be
here.
sure to check the special quest.
I'm just curious what I'm missing. Arzuros, Great Baggy, Great Roggy. Oh, we're missing Great Izuki. Izuchi. How do we get Izuchi unlocked? Is it because I haven't done him in Master Rank yet?
Here's the list of quests.
Ah, here it is. Okay, we're gonna go smack around the Great Izuchi after
I look
this.
forward to your safe return.
Basarios. Remember when I called Bahari the Basarios? Basarios the scientist. No, now you're just gonna mess me up, legendary girl. Baharios. I don't know if you know, but I have terrible memory and terrible pronunciation. That's like the combination of both. What am I doing? I don't need this. I'm glad that we get to fight him here and not on the sandy plains. Ah, you took the afflicted stuff. Well, I wouldn't say goldfish memory specifically. Just a little rusty because there's too many things going in. And sometimes you lose things when there's too many things going in. He looks so cool on the volcano. Do you ever forget someone's name right after they introduce themselves? That's probably my worst one. And it's also the one I hate the most. When they're like, hi, I'm John. I'm like, oh, hi. After one sentence, it's like, oh, shoot. What was his name again? And then you just use like different kind of phrasing and structure so you never have to use their name. Oh, the rock and rollin'. Yeah, you yell at that. Is somebody riding? Or actually, another thing is you know their name, but you don't know how to pronounce their names. So then you also try to avoid saying it. Which is even more awkward when, not on the one-on-one conversations, but when there's group conversations. You're like, oh yeah, this individual here, you should really ask them about this project. I hate how much the Master Rank Basarios rolls.
One step closer to completion.
Why am I not using that counter? You know, I've never enjoyed using that move. It's just not in my playstyle. Like, waiting for a monster to attack me is not how I play. I've made a mistake. It might be the meta, but it's not my way to play. I'm not someone that really subscribes to playing. I don't play meta unless it naturally aligns with my playstyle.
Going swimmingly.
This thing gonna go boom? Somebody wanted a tail cut? Oh, never mind. I'm barely doing damage here. Oh, I know, Asura, what it does. I don't like using it. Also, I can't use it reliably. Well, the power file just happens to be the axes I can build, which is why I'm using it. I haven't actually tried to grind out a better axe since. Like I said, I am not an optimal player. Never been. Probably will never be, because I never tried to be one. Stop it, Anjanath! I only use it to style. No, even on Arc Tempered. Well, I guess I wasn't. Was I optimal in Arc Tempered Volcano? I don't know if I was. I mean, I was optimal enough to kill it. Well, I use sword mode a lot more now than when I did in World. And also, how do people use counters in multiplayer? Because when the monster is not... Like, see? Bam. There you go, I did a counter. Did that for you guys. Oh, boom before I get hit. Come on. Did that actually hit? Okay. All right, Blue, have fun with your game. Hope you guys have a good time. And have some good snacks. I can only imagine how spoiled players are when they get to eat at Blue's. That guy can cook. See, I've never countered Aurora. I forgot that those were things you could counter. Oh, that was garbage.
Just you wait, foolish monster!
Nice. Nice. Wait, what did they nerf? Were you trying to get the tail the whole time, Nero? Cortex. Come on, give me an afflicted something. There we go. It's another quest down. Also, that should complete my 2 stars. They also fixed the tracking issue with the higher frames, I heard. They buffed monster attack tracking? They may have buffed that, but they did fix the other one that was causing issues. So they nerfed the monster attack tracking and also a buffing. I'm surprised they were able to fix it considering people were saying that was an engine problem that is present in Resident Evil as well. Here we go, Master Rank 65. Oh, what was the time on that? I didn't notice the time. That was more than 5 minutes, I think, right? Okay, so next up. Next up, we've got Hull, Renrax, and Riona. And here is the code for you guys. Okay, so we're gonna do this one. Whoops. Oh, there's that beautiful red check mark. You guys know how much I like my check marks. All right, let's go get that Izuki. Do you guys see? I always ask this because I never remember what the consensus is. Is it Izuki or Izuchi? We should be able to knock this one out in less than 5 minutes, guys. And if we get this in less than 5 minutes, don't worry. I won't make us fight the same monster a second time. I am not pronouncing that, Dip King.
That'll do.
I think Riona. I think you might be new to the lobbies. If not, apologies. You forgot your pants, sir. Nice switch axe. And Haku is back with us. Don't you think it's kind of refreshing though, Nero, that we get to, I mean, eventually we're going to hunt more of those wait a minute, this is my outfit, isn't it? You just didn't equip the pants. As the chat walks right through you. Hey, Zocker! Good, good, good. We are cleaning up, getting some check marks. We got a check mark today. Finished all the 2 stars. Did Pokemon Diamond have jazz?
I'm ready too.
All right, shall we go? Oh, we're still waiting on Mr. Pantless over there. All right, speed run time. You had good hunts with German streamer, made some progress on the anomaly investigation. That's good. I am unlocking more monsters to add to the investigation, so we get a little bit more variety. Could you imagine if this game actually lets you go with like proper no pants? Like full streak mode? So where is he? All right, we're gonna take the shortcut. There are certain mods. Does it have physics? How far am I? That's like a loaded question, MHK, because there's so many check marks that I still need. There is a lot. All right, kill it and its family. Oh yeah, this is my first master rank. I haven't fought this guy in master rank yet. I have so many memories of getting destroyed by him in the demo when I didn't know how to play the game. Good times. You're a female, there are good physics. What about the male physics though? Those are the physics that we don't see often in games. The snake physics. MHK, you must have a pretty big gameplay time. Whoa, that's so fast. 450 hours. I was looking at my time in Sunbreak. I mean, I guess it's kind of cheap because I did have to restart. Ooh, nice. I did have to restart from my Switch file. But I'm about 100 hours into Sunbreak. And in Iceborne, I think I was at about 400 hours. 20 of which was all on one monster. Oh, did we have a disconnection or something? Oh, but in terms of checkmark, I can give you a proper update. So all the low rank stuff done. Low rank event, low rank village, all done. High rank, I finished everything except the last tier of high rank. It seems most people spent more time in Iceborne than in Sunbreak. Well, I mean, Sunbreak is still new. 1 minute 58, less than 2 minutes. Jeez. Quest counter can hold up to 120 anomaly investigations at a time. Then after that, you have to delete them. All right, let's do a proper hunt. You guys can all stay in. That was a fast hunt. What am I doing in high rank? So see, let me show you. Low rank, all done. High rank, all done except this. I think I have to do the rampages. No, these rotate. I don't have to do these at all, right? But then I do have to do the event rampages, I think. Low rank, all done. High rank, haven't started. Master rank, all done. And then master rank, have no check marks. And anomaly.
I pray that this
There it
calamity may
is.
soon come to an end.
But like I said, we're not going to fight that thing again. Whoa, Rathian. Let's go for a Rathian.
If anyone can handle this, it's you.
Sure, you can show me an ugly switch axe.
That'll do.
Meanwhile, I think it is time for a scone. You guys feeling like a scone? Cheese scone? Yes, Regal. I know. Because you have to predict it. Are you showing me your ugly axe? What are you talking about? That is a nice... Yeah, that's not an axe at all. Is that an axe? This thing looks really nice. What are you talking about? The Royal Order. How do you get that? I like that one. Hey, 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 Regal. Careful with the shade. Oh, someone's ringing the doorbell. One second.
Ready when you are.
Just a few more seconds. I'm still
ready
busy.
too.
Collection stuff. All right. I was not murdered. Check this out. Can you guys see my scone? Fresh from the bakery. Delicious. are we fighting here? And okay, what is happening over here in front of me? This is a nice. Is that the Gormagala axe? I like that. Just waiting on Riona. Is Riona with us? Yeah, I'm in the Eastern time zone, so right now it is 4:50. Food ASMR? I don't know. This is gonna sound like wet slurping and. So you're in Europe, Zocker. Oh, it's a cheese scone. Ah, Austria. You know, I've only been to Europe once. It was actually this year. There's a lot more countries I want to visit, though. So far, my impression of Europe, there's a lot of things I like. I like the lifestyle. Like, I love how the cities are built in Europe. That is one angry rat. Usually switches twice. What hit me? Oh! Well, this is usually the monster I know the best, so I should be able to use the counter the most. Exactly, Nero. I love that. Whoops, it wasn't even attacking me. Oh. Sloppy. Anyways. It's so linear compared to the Gold Rathian. Is it paralyzed? It's nice to see a different audience today. This is why I like it's one of the reasons I like the weekend stream. I get to see people who can't join us on Thursday nights. Or any weekday night for that matter. That's not gonna connect. I didn't say I didn't like Sweden. Also, I don't think I saw the best part of Sweden. I went to one of the worst towns of Sweden. I went to Malmo after having experienced Copenhagen. Staying hooked up here. Oh, there's nowhere to... Oh, I shouldn't have ridden this. How am I going to even hit it in? This is very stressful. Wait, how do you pronounce... How do you pronounce the O in Malmo? Well, maybe one day, Zocker. Maybe one day. It's just an O? What's the little thing on top of the O for? That doesn't help me, Zocker. OE is just O to me. I gotta make some more medicine. It's a European O. Well, I heard a tail cut. Tail cut.
I'll be taking that.
There's no sounds that make that O. Same as when you go in line and go so it's Malmö. Malmö. Hey, Psycho with an RPG. How are you? Do you have an RPG? Wait, we're not talking about the RPG game, are we? This is putting salt on the wound right here.
Get ready.
Malmö? I tried to add what I think is a European accent to it, or a Swedish accent. Oh, like Malmö. What? I would have never have thought. You've heard horse? Maybe I should sharpen? Although it's almost dead. I thought the Swedes were very friendly people. I can't imagine them heckling anybody. You're not that nice? What is wrong with this thing? Its AI was like stuck in I want to run mode. These are all viewers, Psycho. Playing just with... I don't play with... Well, I guess viewers are random in a way, but... Your memes end here. I love how all the curios just...
Here we go. Let's see. Yeah.
Time to get that? Probably not. Oh, I got it. Yeah, that counts as another quest. Hey, Rurikhan, good to see you.
Another great hunt.
The heck is a white shelling, Ruri? Do I know where what comes from? What is the good shelling? Oh, you did not just do that. I tried one fight. I tried to fight a basil geese. I hate saying that. A basil geese with a gun lance.
I've got some great
It went
deals
about
for
as
you.
well as you would think it would go.
I wonder luck is on your side.
I did not decide I didn't need any armor. I forgot to put decorations in it because I was distracted.
See you again soon.
Hello there. There's a special quest for you.
All right, so time to rotate. Yeah, we gotta rotate.
I hope we can talk again.
Ruri
soon.
got me all excited here and distracted, but we gotta rotate. Did I give you? Oh, I did give you the VIP. Okay, we're good. Next up, we have Sonic Master, Murder Bear, and Doc Spottin. And let's see here. I will do 2 more rounds after this. So if 2 more people want to join, we're going to do 3 more groups. And then I got to go make dinner. Sorry as I shove things in my mouth. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. We got room for 1 more in the queue. I don't know what I'm making tonight. I think I'm making pasta. Shelling depends on what you want from it. Long shelling is best for wyvern fire, which is the good thing I like. Normal shelling is best for full burst. Not quite sure what that is. And white shelling is best for regular shelling. Oh. Yo, Fatty Well, thank you for that sub to Ruri. Really appreciate that. And thank you for the support on the channel, of course. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right. Queue is closed. Unless, Ruri, you want to do a few hunts together. We've spoken. We've exchanged thoughts, but we've never actually exchanged hunts. So if you're down for some
Check the
hunts,
special quest.
we can do one. But I know you just finished streaming yourself, so I assume you might be on the way out.
Anomaly quests can be found here.
I'm on PC. This is PC.
I pray for your good fortune.
A stone is like the worst thing to eat in front of people because it just falls apart like a muffin. Steam was not. No, Steam is not region locked. I'm playing with a lot of Europeans today. I don't want to give Rura an aneurysm by putting a gun lance, playing gun lance with him. All right, do you need some time to boot up, Ruri? Should I do a hunt or should we get you in this rotation? All right, we'll do this hunt and then we'll get you in on the next round. Meanwhile, think which monster you want to hunt.
Ready when you are. Here you go. All done here, too.
I should be just about done.
Let's see, who is next? Oh, Nero, you're gonna be able to join us now on the next one. Steve? Hey, we haven't fought Steve today. Man, I would not even know how to use the longsword.
Nothing can stand in my way.
I probably wouldn't even trip him because I wouldn't even know what I'm doing. Okay, where's our boy? Also, Rur, if you're going to be, just so you know, I still don't play with the meta endgame. Although I'm aware of some of it, I am stubborn and refuse to learn new things. Although using the counter on the opening roar would be pretty smart. That could be a strategy I could start doing. It's not that I don't want to farm, it's that I am incapable of committing that too much amount of time to farm. So I guess you could say I don't want to do it, in a way. Also, I don't know how your chat is. Actually, I think your chat is nicer, Rory. I have a lot of friendly trolls in my chat who constantly remind me of my my poor display of skill. But the important thing is, still have fun. One thing more important than skill, having fun. This is probably... Oh, nice! In there. Give him the headache. And boom! He is very Brazilian. He's about as Brazilian as they get. I don't know what that would mean, but yes, Raul is Brazilian. Wait, hold up. Isn't okay, I might sound like an idiot if I get this wrong. Isn't the main language of Brazil Portuguese?
Just you wait.
Also, this Anjanath looks a little bit bigger than it is. So it's the Portuguese that
You're in danger.
invaded.
He's up to something.
It's like the Spaniards and the Mexican Spanish, right? All right, we're going on a ride. Favorite boy. Portugal colony.
Go.
But I assume
Now's my chance.
Brazil has an S, but the English spell with a Z? Brazil. I assume though the dialect is not so different that people in Brazil can still understand the Portuguese from Portugal, right? I assume it's similar to like in Canada. We've got the Quebec French, and then there's the French French, which sound quite different. But for the most part, you can understand each other, except for the
Believe in yourself.
Ah, too early. French say we. Where did that joke come from? Because it seems to be very universal. Oh yeah, the French, they just say oui baguette. Whereas the Quebec French say oui poutine.
Must maintain my edge.
Oh, we lost Sonic. Most Portuguese understand Brazilian Portuguese, but the reverse is not always true. Oh, interesting. Ah! I didn't have enough juice for the invasion sensation. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a crown Anjanath. Seems bigger than most Anjanaths we've hunted. I know I should. It's like, actually I might have it. This one, right? I think I did it. Let's see if it's actually equipped on this one. Do I have it? Is this the 2-morph combo? Okay. Ah! Down he goes. Alright, we're almost done here. Man, I missed all of my Wyvern dives. Good job, everybody. Does not look like this 2-stage morph. Okay, I'll have to try it out for next time. Try it on the pull, because I think I understand how to use it in my combos and stuff now. Alright, we got an inflicted scale. Hey, Bumper Eyes, welcome back. 2 scales. We have a tail? Where's the tail? Where's the tail? A dual gun lance? Dude, that's gonna be so bad. Oh, I got a lot of inflicted parts on this one. I'm not gonna play gun lance next to Rurikhan. It's gonna look so bad. We might be able to pull you back in, Sonic Master. I don't know why you want to see such terrible gameplay.
Time to head home.
Why do you guys call it content? It's not content. It's just terrible gameplay. I will let Ruri decide. Ruri, do you want to have a terrible gun lance player next to you or a mediocre switch axe player next to you? He's not going to be coaching. He's going to be killing, and I'm just going to be like Coming up the back, bonking with my gun lance. Don't mind either way. All right, do we have any mods here today? Or are we modless? We can do a quick poll. Let's do a poll. I'll do the poll. All right, poll. So we've got gun lance or swax. You will have 1 minute to vote. Let's leave it to the vote. Okay, so we've got lobby is right over here. Rory, I will whisper it to you. There we go. Our Nero dropped it as well. So we got Nero. Sonic, if you're able to reconnect, you can come back in. If not, though, let us know. Okay, you overwhelmingly want to see me suffer with the gun lance. You guys are terrible. We're going to fail this quest. Man, your drip looks so good. All right, well, let's pull off the amateur look next to this.
Hey there. Good luck.
It's going to be worse, Hull, if it's just the two of us. All right. I don't even have a gun lance, a master rank gun lance. So first I have to build one.
All right, let's make it happen.
Can I even build anything of... Okay, I could do the Kimura gun lance. Is the Kimura gun lance decent? Or the Rathian gun lance? I can do Rathian, Kimura.
I have been wanting to be a blacksmith ever since I was little.
Okay, well, I don't think I've killed enough
One of
Pyrorachnas
expert at
for
this point.
that.
Don't worry about your gear. I grip this here hammer with confidence.
What about the ore? I can also do the ore gun lance. So we got 3 gun lance choices. Can I do this one? Oh, I can't do that one. Puke, no. Diablos, no. Aknasom, Aknasom? I could potentially do the oh, that's too big of a build up. Let's see what else we can build that's fairly easy. Nope, can't do the crab. Royal Ludroth? I could do the Royal Ludroth, so that's 4. The Corn Popper? I heard everybody talking about the Corn Popper. I don't know if I've unlocked the Corn Popper, though. Alright, let's see if I have the Corn Popper. I doubt I did that quest, though. It's not that one. Wait, can I do the canine? I could potentially do the canine. I think this one's the Corn Popper. I don't have it. Okay, so Doggo. Let's see if I can actually build the whole... I can't do it. Can't do the canine. So I guess we'll do Rathian. You know what? Rathian's one of my favorite monsters. I'm good with Rathian. Doggo, okay, we'll do Rathian. What is this anyway? A poison? There goes. I have enough mantles. So long, mantle. Wait, what?
You got it.
And then this might be almost better than the switch axe. Oh, level 8 shelling. We were talking about this earlier. All right, so normal shelling. Don't know what that's going to do. And I don't want to spend too much time.
Careful out there.
I don't want to spend too much time in crafting here. But is there any like decorations I should absolutely have? Artillery? Okay, I'm only going to see if I can build some artillery, but that's it, though. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Artillery is really good. Okay, search. So I can get some artillery here. I could get potentially artillery. Let's see if I can slot in the 4 here. Can't even put anything on this thing. Quick sheath, is quick sheath the rapid? Is rapid morph useful on a gun lance? I don't think so, right? We're gonna put artillery on this, and I don't think I need protective polish either. So I'm gonna switch that out with artillery. So we have 3 artillery, and like I said, we're not gonna mess around too much with decorations here. All right. Hey, how'd Mini Guy get in here? He wasn't queued. Okay, but I am banning you from blowing me up with your gun, though, Mini Guy. No boomin'. If you're joining us, you're hunting properly. No boomin'. No boomin' means you can't blow me up. You can blow up Rurikhan if you want. I'm not gonna say. I'm not going to say anything against that. Okay.
A special quest has been added.
Hey, Totonio. Good to see you as well. Welcome, welcome.
Take a look at the quest
What
list.
would be a good quest to do? Is there any special requests? I feel like we should do an arena. Do we have a good Master Rank arena? I don't want to do 2 Furious Rajangs. Not with a freaking gun lance. Could do the crab, but that'll die too fast. I'm feeling maybe the silver and gold. What was posted?
Come again.
Edge of Madness? Guys, you guys know I can't play Gunlance, and you're putting me up against all of this garbage? We're going to fail. We're going to fail. I say we do the 2 Wraths. At least I actually know how the Gold Wrath fights.
Check the special quest.
I'm not doing Murder Crab with a gun lance.
Please select the quest that best suits you. Take care.
You will still get content, guys. Watching me die in a minute is not content. Also, what is this? All right. Are we all? We're all gun lance? We got 3. Weakness exploit 2. Oh, 1 slot. Oh, quick sheet 3. Our ideas of content is very different. You know, with this jazz and that drip, it's a very good fit. You will literally drop me in an arena. I will get 1 shot 3 times and it will be end of quest. Alright, we ready? I mean, Nero is basically an unofficial mod anyways. Oh boy, that's gonna be a mess. Just block. Block and poke. Block and poke. At least I got my birds. I'm taking this so I can run away. Oh yeah, we're only supposed to take 1 when we're properly playing together. Alright, here we go. That's the wrong button. No turtle! Oh, I forgot the turtle! You took the turtle, didn't you? What are you guys drinking? Alright, I can block. This is so bad. Hey, at least I can actually sidestep properly now with a little bit of evade extension. Imagine hitting the monster. Oh no, I didn't bring antidotes. Ugh. I didn't bring a lot of antidotes. Here we go. This is how. Keep it down like this. Wait, what am I doing? Hey, I did some damage. Nero, what are you doing? Are you going to smack it into the wall?
There's more where that came from.
Is this just the animation messing up on Nero? That's the second time that... Oh, nice. What did you guys do? Oh, did you put bombs in front of the walls or something? I like the gun lance smacking. I like doing the melee smacks. Oh! Get scooped. Use the Rathian fireball on the wall. Interesting, interesting. I just see Ruri flying everywhere. I'm like, oh, Gunlance is so not mobile. Meanwhile, the guy is flying. Okay, does this... Uh-oh. There's so many Gunlance users here. I can't be converting to a Gunlance. Man, Evade Extender makes such a difference, though. I'm trying to, like, stab it with my... See, those melee hits? Those feel really good as... But I don't know how to do the Wyvern shot reliably. Also, maybe I should use more of those moves. Oh, oh, no, 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 no. Oh, shoot. I'm screwed. I'm screwed.
I'm not giving up. Now.
More where that came from.
Targeting you.
Oh, why is it targeting me? Shoo. Yeah, the... Oh, I don't know how to do the spike. So I gotta use the Silkbind moves more. That's something I don't use a lot. Okay, let's see what this one does. Oh, that doesn't help anybody. What is that? Is that a counter? Oh, jeez. Wyvern fires both attack stun while blocking? Oh, that would help. Oh, jeez. Forgot about that attack. Oh, wouldn't have happened if I had a switch axe. Well, there's your content, everyone.
This isn't the end.
Where are my turtles at? You guys took all the turtles, didn't you? I am sad. All right, let's reload. Here we go. Guys are cruel. See, one monster. I picked this quest, so I only have myself to blame. One monster would have probably been manageable. Two is a whole different business. Wait, why did Mini Guy lose? You did this fight naked. What's going on? This is freaking madness. Nope, it's not double. That's what double attack while blocking does. It's burst fire. Oh, I have to charge the spike if I remember. Oh, I just woke that up. Sorry about that. Hey, Regal. An attempt at gameplay is being made here. I know I woke him up. I made a mistake. I didn't realize he was sleeping. Oh, nice. We killed it. Although we're one feint away from failing. So slick how you reload like that. Oh, you just slap it while it roars? I like that. Get out of here. Is there any time that you don't want to have your shield up? Asking for a... So... I swear I had my shield up. I am in so much danger right now. Oh, that's such cool. That's like a slap from heaven. Oh no, the Golden Rathian disappeared already. I lost all my parts. Man, I want to play Gunlance just to be able to say the heavenly slap attack. Whoop. Thank you for the heal. Ouch. Okay, I think my wyvern thing is ready. It has the cooldown, but it should be fine now. So... I think I got it. So it's without blocking. Just freaking unload in his backside. Wait. Let me do this thing. Oh, man. Don't worry. Oh, no! Whoa! I thought I could block that. Oh, man. Well, I guess you can't block everything, can you? Well, a good attempt was made. I hope you guys are happy with your content. Can we try that one more time? With a switch axe this time? One more time. One more time with the switch axe. Also, let's bring some freaking herbal medicine this time. You guys got your content. Let me have my gameplay now. So, what did I get rid of? I got rid of Rapid Morph. And what was in here? Was it Evade Extender? Probably. Oh wait, it was Polish, Protective Polish. What are we doing now? I only have one loadout so far. So no, I have not been doing a lot.
Hello there.
What thing?
A special quest has been added.
Let's do that one more time.
Please select the quest that best suits you. You'll do great.
It's an impromptu collab. I mean, if Ruri wants to use it for his channel, look at this guy get smoked by trying to guard Silver Rathalos, whatever attack that was. That was horrible gameplay by you. Don't worry, nobody noticed what you were doing, Nero. No judgment. All right, now I have a little bit more of a chance. I mean, I took these guys solo. I think I can do it with a team. assuming the trollins kept in check. Look at your Palico. It's so good. Hey, Uvel. Welcome. Thank you for that support. Let's see, we're going with Bo over here. Well, if he wants to join, he's welcome to join. We could go on Discord, but Ruri just finished streaming, so if he wants to just chill and play, it's cool. All right, if you want to be piped in for sound, Ruri, that's fine. Let me pull up the Discord here. We can just do a private Discord call if you like. This should work. There we go. Hello.
Is my microphone staticky or is it good?
No, you're coming in nice and clear.
Yeah, sometimes this mic gets staticky, that's why.
Oh, I have to adjust something.
I hope I wasn't pressuring you because I know it gets annoying sometimes. Like, oh, what? I didn't want it to do a call right now.
No, not at all.
I don't want to be that guy. Is all I'm saying.
No worries at all. My most of my streams are all done under pressure, and then people are like, "Why do you play so bad?" I'm like, well, I'm reading chat. I'm trying to do new things. So no, this is par for the course, and happy to be having you on voice chat here.
It's like a lot of people don't understand that like streaming a game and playing a game are so incredibly different experiences.
Well, there's different. We were actually, so funny enough, I teach a course called. I'm doing this so you guys can hear Ruri more, but the game sound will be lower. Yeah, I teach a course called influencer marketing, and I'm like we were looking at how influencers like work, and people were talking about like the trifecta of like in esports, for example, you have the competitive players who focus like a lot on competitive streaming, but they're not necessarily the most entertaining because they're focused on skill and all that. And then you have like the influencers who are more focused on entertainment but not being skilled, and they call it the trifecta. If you can like be entertaining, be competitive, and I forget what the third one is, honestly. All right.
Yeah, I suck at the game too, so.
Well, you're much better than me at gun lance.
Well, I mean, this is gonna hurt, but that's not too hard, Jay. I'm sorry.
I can barely move with it, but I will be a lot more fluid with this one. How are you liking Title Update 2 monsters?
I like Flaming Espinas a lot because it triple carded me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, it was so I was on my stream, right? And what I say first time that he does the fireball is I go and I say, I can block this 100%.
Oh, you pulled the J. What I just did.
I can totally block this. It's not even going to be a problem.
I don't think I carded on my Flaming Espinas. Violet Mizu, though, that was a different story. I was trying to throw kunais at the big ball at its spirit bomb. Doesn't do anything. In case
I didn't even get to see the big spirit bomb.
Oh no! Wait, you fought Violet, right? Or no?
Yes.
Oh, okay, you just killed it so fast.
I just killed him. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I got to see it 2-3 times. He got me with it. I was just like, what is this big ball of death hovering in the air? Yeah, so the Rathian is one of my favorite monsters in the game. And pretty much any variant of Rathian is good stuff.
By the way, I have to thank your community.
Oh, wow.
That was the first time I was able to experience a hunt with 4 gun lances. It's literally never happened before because nobody that plays with me ever plays gun lance.
Really? Wow, that is so wild. Is it just people are like intimidated, or you just don't have...
No, most people just don't like gun lance.
There are so many gun lance users here. I was like, is gun lance the most popular weapon in Sunbreak just because there's so many people that play it?
No, that is just me basically converting everyone to gun lance so that Capcom is forced to buff it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't think we have any problem in the Switch Axe camp. We've got pretty good weapon. I can't complain. Like, everyone's like, why don't you use the... I don't know if you know about the counter move. I assume you do. On the Switch Axe.
Yeah.
I don't use it because it's just not, like, within my play style. And people are like, oh, but you could, like, charge up your Switch Axe so much faster if you use it. I was like, I get it. It's more efficient. But I'm just not used to waiting for the monster to attack me. I attack the monster.
Well, I mean, the playstyle that I'm using here is also like one of the worst things. For instance, when you see me fly, like this is the least efficient thing you can do with the gun lance.
Is that where you?
But it's so
come
stylish.
Down? Yeah.
So it's like I don't care.
Is it where you bring the gun lance down onto the monster? Is it that attack?
No. I don't use that attack. That attack is terrible. That's
Okay.
the hail cutter.
Okay, the heavenly.
I'm assuming
smack.
that's what you meant, like the slap that comes from the heavens.
Yes, the
'Cause I
heavenly
wasn't
smack.
looking.
I like it.
I mean, it is called the hail cutter, but yeah, it's really bad
Okay.
because all of the other moves that can take that particular slot are way better.
Yeah, you have to play in a way that makes you like feel like a badass.
Yep.
The counter, I like to use the counter if I can pull it off at the end. Like, I actually did a counter through, I think it was the Golden Rathian's fireball. Oh, speaking of fireball, oof. And it just looked so cool. It was like through the fire and the flames. If only we had the music playing.
That's what it's all about.
Yep.
The style.
First you style with the gear, and then you style with the gameplay.
I actually only made this particular layered set earlier this morning.
Which monster parts are those? Like, which set is that?
This is the Gore Magala set painted red.
Oh, nice. Well, I've been stuck with this set for a while. Not stuck, but like I just really like it, but I feel like I'm a Final Fantasy character.
Yeah, that set does look a little... The weird thing about that set is like the bare chest area. I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about that part.
I could do without seeing my belly button, honestly.
Oh, I can't. Oh, they're trolling me. I know what you guys are. I can
Are
tell.
they shooting you?
I can tell. No. They capture the monster right in front of me. That is like that is like maximum level Rurikhan trolling right there. I never capture. I always kill.
I see.
Unless the quest demands that I capture.
Yeah. I usually see them do it here when it's time dependent. So if they just want to save time. This quest is going a lot better though than the last one. Gotta say. So much more comfy. So yeah, my pledge for Sunbreak is to do every single quest in the game. And I noticed...
I'm sorry.
Well, the thing is...
I popped that.
Oh, no worries. The thing is, I've never done the emergency stuff in high rank, so I never did the end game, like all of the event quests and stuff for Rise, Base Rise. So yeah, while I work my way to unlock all of that, because I did all Switch last year, Switch play. I want to do it with a new weapon, so that's why people are like, oh, use Gun Lance or try this new weapon.
I mean, in order to find a new weapon, you should basically just like play all of them and see which one you like the most. Mm-hmm. As much as I like seeing more and more people join Gunlance, I only want to see them do it if they like it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I want to try. I'm even like I want to go back to World because I played like I have more Monster Hunter experience under my belt now. All of Rise, Sunbreak, did 3U. I'm only missing 3 monsters in 3U. The Lucent Narga, the Savage Joe, and the last...
So here's something that might surprise you. You've done more of 3U than I did.
Oh, you never did the final stuff?
No.
Like the end game grind?
No.
Thank you, Manwaka. Yeah, Abyssal. The Abyssal Laggy. Just lost interest for it, or?
No, it was a different time. I was playing with a friend of mine, and then eventually we stopped playing because 4 came out, and I never went back to it because it's a Wii U game, and setting up the Wii U and having all these different consoles and stuff. And I don't really do emulation. I don't like it all that much.
Ah, okay. I'm actually struggling with my Wii U because whenever I try to do multiplayer, it crashes randomly. So
I mean, it's old hardware, so it's like it's not surprising.
So grinding those last ranks for unlocking like Lucent Narga and Abyssal Laggy, it's just such a pain because you don't know if it's gonna crash. Or even like I could be close to killing it, and it would just crash, right? Potentially. You guys gonna capture this again? No.
Don't do it.
I don't think it's capturable right now.
Hopefully you will get like resistant to all the traps so that you can't stop them long enough.
It's 4U is actually the next one I'm going to be playing after this. So once I'm done,
dude,
with Sunbreak,
you are in for such a treat with 4U because like I didn't do the end game of 4U either, but like the main story of 4U is just so enjoyable. It's like the best in my opinion.
I've heard so many. Oh, nice! Did I hit it with my backspin? I hope so. I've heard so many good things about 4U, and even hearing like the monsters that were introduced in that game, it just sounds like such a good variety.
It is, and is that the first time that you're going to see Nursilla? I think it is, right? Yeah, because Nursilla is. No, wait. Did you play GU?
No, I did not play GU. I played Stories too, though, so that's where I recognize that name from. It's a spider, right?
Then you. Yeah, it's a spider, dude. It's the better spider because everybody's always like, "Oh, Rachna's so good," and I'm like, "No. Rachna is the worst spider. Not the worst, the worst spider."
Really? That bad, eh?
Dude, Nursilla is just so good. Imagine like a monster that's actually Spider-Man.
Yeah,
like
I'm looking forward. Because that's the thing. I haven't really fought bugs. Like when I played Stories 2, that's the first time I saw that there were bugs in this universe. I was like, oh, what? There are like monsters that are just big bugs? Oh, I want to kill that.
Yeah.
Also, thanks for your luck. I got a mantle, Rathalos mantle.
Oh, you're quite welcome. I'm always able to give luck to other people, just not myself.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. Let's see if we get anything on the final screen. Whoa, what is this? We got Rathian Ruby, 2 Rathian Rubies. Please tell me you got some shinies.
I don't actually need anything from these monsters, so it doesn't really mean much.
I don't need them either, but I always like the shinies. Let's see. Was that my hit that killed? It was close. Not a good end screen. What were you playing earlier today? I saw you were streaming, but didn't notice what you were streaming.
I mean, I streamed this in the morning because I'm trying to search for the most cursed quest imaginable. So there's a lot of grinding of anomaly.
Okay.
But in the afternoon, I was doing MMO stuff on Twitch. Whenever I stream on Twitch, I usually do MMO things.
So YouTube is Monster Hunter, Twitch is MMOs?
Yeah, kind of. I have a secondary channel for my MMO stuff because there's not that much mesh between MMO stuff and like Monster Hunter and Dark Souls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually split my content recently, and I don't know if it's a good idea. I have a Monster Hunter channel, a Dark Souls one, and an RPG one.
And I don't. It's like it's very hard to split content because you never know what's gonna happen. It's weird, but I mean, essentially your AJ channel, that's mostly Monster Hunter now, whether you like it or not. That's the box that YouTube put you in.
Yep. And that's exactly what you're saying. Like when I used to have all my content, it's like the Monster Hunter video would spike in views, then anything not Monster Hunter wouldn't, because YouTube is like, no, just make Monster Hunter. All right, chat, we're going to get back to the queue here. So next up we have Sonic, Friasfio, and Nero, I'm going to pull you out of the queue. And are you still good for another hunt?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So Sonic and Friasfio, if you guys can still join. If you guys are still here, I know we had the queue for a while. You can't come back in, Sonic? All right. I will...
Well, if you kick him, you can't come back in.
Well, I didn't kick him.
I'm joking.
He disconnected. And then Hall, I guess, will be next up. Hall is our editor and master troller. I don't know if you've ever seen the videos.
What did you call him?
Oh, boy. So
what did you just call him?
Here's the thing. I used to... So for the longest time, he made me believe his name was pronounced Hull. And now I'm learning the R is actually pronounced. But I'm trying to like undo a year and a half of calling him Hull. And I'm like, is it Hull? So I kind of just spit out whatever comes out.
Raoul.
Is that
Raoul
really?
de Femme.
Is it the
yes,
Raoul?
that is his name. It's like I just said it. Raoul de Femme.
Like a H? Or a
Yeah.
Raoul. Raoul.
You guys can't roll your R's, I know.
I'm supposed to. I'm French. Well, Raoul, are you coming in?
So you actually know how to speak French as well. I don't know how different French Canadian is from regular French, parce que je parlais un petit peu de français aussi.
Oh, that's actually very close to Quebec. Tu pourrais me comprendre si je parle en français, j'imagine.
Oui, un petit peu. Si vous parlez doucement.
Oh, okay. You don't have as much of a like that France. You sound less like Regal Eagle in our chat here. He's from France. Less like him, more like Quebec, closer to Quebec French.
See, this is a thing that a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know that I can also speak French, yes, and Spanish. Portuguese, French, Spanish, and English.
Polyglot.
Although my French is probably the weaker one. And it's like I can speak it, but I can't type it. Like at this point, I would not be able to type in French. I could probably still read French, but not type it yet. But it's because I have family in France.
Oh, nice. So you just learned it because of that?
Yeah, I learned it because of that, and I also had it like as a secondary language during school. But like the biggest thing that I always like to do whenever a Brazilian person comes into my chat, I always go like, "E aí, galera, valeu, tudo bem, hein?" This is what you got to do every time that someone Brazilian comes into your chat. You got to go, "Valeu, galera, tudo bem." It's like it's the best.
I have no idea what you just said.
The best part is I also don't know the exact meaning of it either, but I know that they say it in a celebratory way, and because like if I actually translate it, it's something about that boat is worth. Great. But actually, that's not the meaning of it at all.
Oh man. But that's like a greeting though? I can't even repeat that.
It's both a greeting and kind of like a celebration. I think it's more like a celebration than a greeting.
Okay. Is it typed out the way Raoul has dropped it in there?
What?
In chat.
Yeah, you got a beleza. Yeah. That's right. Oh
That's
man, but the thing is, Brazilian people are so incredibly. At least the few times that I've been to Brazil, they're so incredibly nice. I love Brazilians.
Oh, you've been a few times then. You were saying. I have never been to South America. In fact, I've just been to Europe for the first time this year.
Where'd you go?
I went to Copenhagen and I don't know how to pronounce it properly, but we'll say Malmo. So Sweden and Denmark.
Okay, no, you said Copenhagen, and I got it confused with Cologne. I was like, did you go to Gamescom? Because
No.
That's what I've been to Germany for.
I want to one day though, because my day job, my wannabe day job, is in the gaming industry. So I'm supposed to go there eventually.
In my opinion, Gamescom is better than E3 as an event.
Well, it's a lot more. Well, it's bigger. First of all, like 3-4 times bigger.
Yes.
And you probably have like more indie games. Like there's probably more games to try outside of like the big blockbusters that are being promoted. I would assume.
Yes. But also, it's not as secretive. Because, like, the whole thing about E3 is everybody wants to go to E3. What they don't understand is, like, when you go to the show floor of E3, there's actually very little to do there. Most of the action in E3 is, like, in the back rooms.
Yeah.
Which you need to, like, schedule for and whatnot. And if you don't schedule, then E3 is kind of like a worthless event in a way. There's nothing to do.
I agree. Go ahead.
The first time that I went there, like I remember seeing a line and there was like a sign in the line that says, beyond this point, it's 6 hours of wait. And people were waiting 6 hours to watch a Destiny trailer.
Just to watch this trailer.
Yes. I was like, this does not seem like a good use of people's time.
No. Well, I used to head up a content division at a few content websites, like a game publish websites, whatever. And the whole team every year was always like making a big deal that they all want to go to E3 to like get all the like exclusive content and all that. I'm like, it's kind of pointless. And I'm talking more like the last maybe 6 years, because I'm like, everything that you could get at E3, you can get it in your inbox. Like the companies are going to share with you what they want. You're not going to get anything that you can even share with the public, or that you can make an article about by going to E3. Like, sure, you're going to be able to get maybe some game time with some demos, and you can make an impression on that, but that's about it. And you're competing with
Actually,
like the IGNs and stuff.
If you don't schedule it, you will actually struggle to even get gameplay time with demos. Because, like I told you, 6 hours waiting for a trailer.
Yeah. yeah. So you need the. I need the. We're in a little bit more serious fight. This is my first time with an afflicted Magnamalo.
What affliction level is this one?
4.
I didn't pay attention. Wait, did you just say 4?
Yeah, like it's not an investigation, it's the...
Oh, okay. So that's
4-star.
Level 4, I think it must be around 50, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know how they're... not sure how they are rated when you just fight them.
Who is hosting this quest? Like, I have terrible latency right now.
Me.
Wait, did you post the quest?
Yep.
Okay.
So
interesting. I didn't have nearly as much latency earlier. Must be because of the smaller arena.
Oh yeah, maybe. Or just time of day, I guess. Weather. Wait, Regal said, oh, I didn't get any birds. I'm okay. I don't need the birds. I got friends. Yeah, I can feel my performance as a player just drop through holding conversation, reading chat. I'm like, oh, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
Yeah, sometimes I also gotta like, okay, I gotta focus now. I'm gonna shut the hell up. But most of the times I'm usually able to keep it up.
Yeah. I'm not gonna write that.
Oh, did we cancel that mount? Wow, I was expecting someone to mount.
No, I decided to sharpen instead. You know, since we last spoke about Dark Souls 1, I've since completed Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne, and now I'm going through Elden Ring. And
So weren't you playing Dark Souls 2 at the time? I forget.
no, I haven't touched Dark Souls 2 yet.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah, I think I was debating when we last spoke. I was debating going into Dark Souls 3 because, like, I was like, I'm done with the Dark Souls. Like after Dark Souls 1, I'm like, yeah, I didn't really feel it. Dark Souls 3, I really enjoyed though.
I remember telling you because I remember we spoke because you didn't like Dark Souls 1 or something like that, right?
Yeah,
it was like a tweet that you made.
Yeah, I said it left me feeling empty, and you're like, what?
Yeah. So, at the time, I think I told you you're gonna like Bloodborne more than you're gonna like Dark Souls 3. Was that right?
When I started Bloodborne, yes. When I finished Bloodborne, I'm not sure. I didn't.
Wow.
Because I ended up. Well, at first.
Was it the Orphan of Cause that was just like, I don't like this game anymore?
No, I actually enjoyed that fight. That was such a good. Like, when I beat that, it felt amazing. What was it? I hated. Whoa! I just got a shiny. So when I started it, I didn't like it because I kept dying in the at the beginning. Like I couldn't even make it to the first. I think they're called lampposts or whatever, the equivalent of bonfires.
Yeah.
And I got some help to get through that and open up the first shortcut. Like help by guidance. Like people were like, go here. Once I got that first shortcut open and I could like comfortably explore a bit more, then I loved it. Because then I was like, okay, I get it. It's a little bit faster paced. There's like all these things you can do.
I'm assuming that you were using a shield in Dark Souls 3?
In Dark Souls 3,
Making good progress.
I used the twin blades.
But you still had a shield, right?
No, I think I had
Or
two
did you not
swords.
use a shield at all?
Didn't use a shield. Yeah, I was using. Oh, I didn't even have a great wire bug here. That's weird. What am I doing?
Because
Yeah.
I was thinking that maybe that's why we were struggling with Bloodborne, because you don't have a shield.
Oh, sorry, with Bloodborne. Bloodborne, I was playing with. I used a few different weapons. I was really enjoying the saw, like the saw axe, aka the switch axe. Which is the first weapon they give you. And then I switched eventually to the sword and shield, the one that you can combine into a great sword, or you can just use the sword and shield. I think it's like Ludwig's.
It's not. There's no shields in that game.
What am I thinking about?
I mean, there's two shields, but they're not really like items that you tend to use.
Right. Either way, the sword set I used, it was one that combined into like a great sword or something.
Yeah.
And so towards the end, I leaned more on great sword. Oh, what I didn't like about Bloodborne was all the screaming bosses that I couldn't tell like its face from its backside. Like that one that's like covered in toilet paper in the church. Oh, I hated that boss.
Covered in toilet paper in the church. That's. Oh wait, I know. I remember her name. It's a female.
It is.
She looks like a French poodle. What do you mean?
Exactly. Can't tell the difference. What is her name? Not Orphan.
I forget her name, but I know which one you're talking about.
Vicar Amelia.
Vicar of Amelia.
Yeah.
Vicar Amelia. Yeah.
So did not like that. And
Did you ever go and do the random dungeons?
Yeah. I did a few of them.
Chalice?
I found one that gives you like a ton of experience. I can't really pronounce it on stream. But I didn't use it to grind levels. I only used it to buy potions. Oh. Shoot. I hope I didn't wake it up. Yeah, that was the rule. I wouldn't use it to actually cash in for experience. I only used it to buy potions because I was poor. All right, let's see this. Oh, is Hall doing it?
Oh, I can do it.
Oh, too late. Okay.
Because I have one of these boys. I love these boys. Look at them. Pop.
What is it? Oh!
A blasty boy.
Oh, yeah, I love those.
They make such good wake-ups. It's like 1,600 on a wake-up or something like that.
Really? I didn't know.
Yeah,
I've never
they're
used on a
amazing.
wake-up. I use toads all the time. Like, since my first world stream where I kicked a yellow toad, I have a love for toads. I didn't know. I didn't know you're not supposed to kick yellow toads. Hey, Mickey's, the queue is currently closed. We're just clearing out the queue now. I was supposed to go make dinner, but we're gonna get the last few people in the queue out.
All right, let's get
I don't
this
think
over
my
with.
son, he's playing Dragon
Oh,
Ball,
damn,
so he's not.
I delayed your dinner. I'm sorry.
No, it's very casual here. My son's playing Kakarot. So I don't know if you follow Dragon Ball at all.
I do.
Yeah. As a Dragon Ball fan, I recommend Kakarot. It's a good game.
Listen, I tuned out of Kakarot the moment that Goku pulled a tail from his pocket, stick it, and started fishing with it. And I was like, okay, you've broken my immersion on so many different levels. Number one, this is not just a reattachable tail. That's not how this works. Number two, his tail is his weak spot. If a fish was to bite his tail, he would be weakened by it. Stop, just stop. No more.
However, I will argue that in Dragon Ball, the original, that's how he fished when he was a kid.
Yeah, he did. This is true.
And as for the reattachable, well, Gohan argues that it can grow back when the story demands it. It's just no consistency. It's like, oh, I got a tail again.
It's like I didn't watch the entirety of Super. I watched a little bit of it. And I have to say, like, my favorite scene of Super was Trunks making his sword through the sheer rage. I was like, this is such like a pure rage moment. I love it. I love when a protagonist just like obtains power through sheer rage. I'm like, yeah, I'm into that. I like that a lot.
Don't finish Super then. You'll be very disappointed with how other Saiyans learn to go Super Saiyan. They do
yeah,
it.
I mean, I was very disappointed because after that, it's like, oh, here's the tournament arc. And I was like, oh.
Well, the tournament arc is okay, but they start doing weird things where, well, you know how they go Super Saiyan. It's anger. They meet these Saiyans from another dimension, universe, whatever, and they're like, oh, to go Super Saiyan, you just have to feel a tickle on your back, and you just let it go. And it's like, what? How could you ruin Super Saiyan by like, you know, this primal, like deep-seated like anger that is usually triggered by a close friend's death? No, you just feel a tickle between your shoulders, and it's like, oh,
It seems legit.
yeah, that was disappointing. So next up we have Ranrax and Psycho with an RPG.
I'm looking at Raul's drip, and yeah, that's about as Brazilian as it gets, dude.
Where are you? I always just associate all these things from just being him, but you're telling me all Brazilians are like him? Or most?
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes.
There's a whole country of him. Psycho with an RPG, room code coming up.
They're always very social. At least most of the ones that I've interacted with, social, likable for the most part, and just always ready to party.
Oh yeah, that's kind of my impression of South Americans in general, not just Brazilians. Have you ever had? We have this in Canada, but have you ever had a Brazilian, like gone to a Brazilian steakhouse? I assume so.
Of course, they have, like, everybody's always talking about, ooh, Korean barbecue. It's the Korean no, bro, Brazilian. Mm-hmm. Brazilian's the best. Like, you're wrong if you think that Korean's the best. It's just listen. Anybody who's Brazilian and would listen to this, they would understand. Maminha. It's like, oh my god, the way they do maminha, it's the best.
I don't know what you mean, but it just sounds delicious.
It is.
There's just one more Regal. But yeah, I love that. Like, you know, they serve you beef at the Brazilian steakhouse. You get beef in like 20 cuts, but all 20 cuts taste different and more delicious than the last. It's like, how are they doing this?
It's picanha, maminha. Those are my two favorite ones, but then they also have like flank steaks and all of these other different things that they do. Mm-hmm. It's just really good. And then they hit you up with the rice and black beans. And oof.
Yep, that's stirring my appetite now. Ranrax, here comes the code. I just had Japanese barbecue for the first time A couple weeks ago was all you can eat, and it's its own thing. If I had to say which is the better meat, I'd still say it's probably the Brazilian steakhouse, but the Japanese barbecue with edamame, some beers.
It's the good stuff.
Standing by.
Yeah. I assume you had dinner already. It's like midnight for you, right?
It's 11 p.m. for me right now.
Oh, that's
But yeah, I've already had dinner. Wait, isn't it like... Okay, I don't know which part of Canada you're in, because like there's huge differences.
Yeah.
I used to work with people from Canada that were in British Columbia, if I got that right.
Yeah, that's our West
Is it
Coast.
British Columbia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in Ontario.
And the time difference was 8 hours. So yeah. I don't know what it's like, what time it is for you right now.
6:12 here.
Oh, okay, so it's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's like 5 hours.
Yeah, just to get across the country, I think there are 3.5 hours worth of like time zone differences if you go from East Coast to West Coast.
It's wild.
Welcome back, Shiaku. And Psycho. Psycho's new here. Let's look at Psycho's. Psycho got the DLC layered weapons. Looking nice.
He does. I've been hearing that a lot of people that have the DLC layered weapons, they've been complaining that they get kicked out of lobbies.
Huh. Well, we had some issues earlier with someone who got the DLC music, the same one I'm using in the lobby here. And they were getting a much longer load screens. And like, it was bugging out. They couldn't join multiplayer.
Weird.
But it seems like more of a exception than a rule.
What is this an advanced quest? I don't remember doing this quest.
This is a 6-star master rank.
Huh.
I'm just trying to pick some things that are a little bit spicier.
Oh yeah, I always like picking up a couple of burbs.
Yeah, I usually get all of them, especially when I'm soloing.
Oh, hells yeah. Comfy hunting is the best.
Yeah, Chad always goes, "Oh, you're playing on easy mode." I'm like, if it's in the game, I can use it. I don't care. Because I use like the Palamute to sharpen and stuff to like create some distance from the monsters. But my chat,
I always said that like the Palamute was going to be very overpowered for sharpening, and it turns out I wasn't wrong.
yep.
Although I still prefer using my trusty Palico, because I just like seeing him carry a little barrel and then blow up in the monster's face. It's glorious.
When it comes to the two, I much prefer the Palico. But it's hard to deny the usefulness of the Palamute. Like, I'd be okay if the Palamute did not come back in future Monster Hunter games. Just keep it to the cats.
A lot of people want it to come back, so I don't know how that's going to pan out.
Like, all the dog lovers, of course.
Yep. I mean, here's the thing. I'm also more of a dog person than a cat person.
Okay.
But my dog can't carry explosives into a fight, so I'm not interested.
Not yet, anyways.
My Palico can. Yeah. My Palico can set down landmines, carry explosives, throw rockets. He's amazing.
Is that the Bombardier cat?
Yes.
I gotta try it.
I used to run 2 Bombardier cats, but then I swapped it because monsters started getting harder. So I went 1 Bombardier and 1 healer.
Okay. See, I got spoiled in, well, World being my first Monster Hunter game ever, that I committed to. I went with the healer, and I got very attached to him. I even gave him a name. His name is Classy. And so now in every Monster Hunter game, I need my Classy, and he's like my nurse. Oh, shoot. Oh, I messed up so bad.
Uh-oh. I don't have flinch free. I'm screwed. This is a very small target. I still haven't adapted my builds with the latest title update.
I'm getting smacked around. This is probably the monster I hate the most because he's just so angry.
Yep. See, you were asking me earlier about like the different shelling styles.
Yeah.
Different shelling styles, in my opinion, it's like, particularly for monsters like this, where the shelling style that I'm using right now, which is long, is not very good because he moves too much. So this is the ideal candidate for wide shelling, where you just go and you go poke shell, poke shell, poke shell, and it's great.
Okay, because you need less precision with wide. Is that fair to say?
It's not about the precision. It's just less commitment to your combo.
Oh, okay. See, like, playing... It's such a different... It sounds like such a different game when you talk about different weapons, because I don't really play too much between the different axes, like elemental or power. Like, I use pretty much the same files. That sounds like the other weapons, it's a little bit more... Like, you want to have kind of a weapon of every set, or of every type. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, in your case, you want the different shelling options.
Yeah, because it gives me different play styles. But, like, it depends on the weapon itself. It's not the same for every weapon. So, like, for instance, with Charge Blade, you might want a different one depending on if you are going for the spinning slash, the little chainsaw move, or going for the, what do you call it, SAED?
Yeah, that's the one I see played a lot. Where you just drop like a massive pizza cutter on it.
Yeah, kinda. And then you have the file explosions.
On Charge Blade has file explosions?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've never played Charge Blade yet?
You know, I tried to start Rise with Charge Blade, and I gave up on Kezu because I was bouncing too much. Like, I didn't have a good...
Wait, how are you bouncing with Charge Blade?
I don't know. I had yellow sharpness. Like, that was the best one I had.
This doesn't matter. Because,
No?
like, you can charge up your sword, and then you will never bounce.
Oh! I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Well,
You gain natural mind's eye.
really? I didn't know that was on
See,
Charge
this-
Blade.
This is why you need to watch my guides, man. What are you doing?
I do. Well, I keep sticking to Switch Axe.
But yeah, Charge Blade, in my opinion, is tremendously fun. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever watched the podcast that we did with Socks, where he revealed why the Charge Blade was created.
No, I did not.
One step closer to
One of Monster Hunter's directors thought that Sword and Shield was bad,
Huh. So they just made a
and
suit
so
up.
he just made a better one. That was his thing. He's like, I'll just make a better one. Okay, I'll wake him up.
Boom.
I love Bullet Barrage. So much fun. So incredibly inefficient, though.
Who cares about efficiency?
Yes.
He's up to something!
Legendary Girl says great sword and great shield. I mean, the shield is massive on the Charge Blade.
Yeah, the shield is pretty friggin' beast. And you can do guard points, which is tremendously satisfying.
And what's that?
Guard point counters are amazing. So, you know, for instance, when you swap between axe mode and sword mode, right?
Yeah.
Charge Blade has something similar to that, where you go from, like, sword and shield mode into axe mode.
Oh, yes, I'm
And it
aware of
becomes a
that.
giant axe. Yeah. So, right when you do that animation, the first couple of frames of the transformation, they guard. And if a monster hits you during that, that's a guard point.
Okay.
And there are other moves, like some of the spinning moves that you do with the sword, and you end up with a shield in front of you. That one's a guard point as well. And there's one more that I don't remember right now, but there's like 3 different guard points you can do. And what happens is, if a monster hits you during a guard point, you can then counter with a super anti-elemental discharge, or with other different moves that you can do with the weapon. And that is brutally satisfying.
So outside of the longsword, which one would you say is the worst weapon for your taste?
I wouldn't even say the longsword is the worst weapon for my taste. The ranged weapons are the worst weapons for my taste.
Or you don't play them? Or you just don't like
No.
playing them?
I don't like playing them at all. Like, the only reason I ever really played a bowgun was so that I can kind of, like, almost AFK the Kolf to Roth fight, because I farmed that so much. And basically you just sit there and go ba 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 ba, just like triple shot, and pretty much fall asleep while you're doing it. But that's the only reason I played that weapon, because traditionally I don't. Well, that and the clutch cannon. I'm not sure if anybody ever showed you the clutch cannon.
No, I've never even heard of that.
So, you know how the heavy bowgun has Wyvern Heart and Wyvern Snipe?
We'll pretend I do.
Okay, so Wyvern Snipe is like one big shot. Wyvern Heart is like machine gun, right?
Okay, yeah, I've seen the machine gun.
The concept of the clutch cannon is, you know about the clutch claw.
Yes, I killed
You
Fatalis
know that
with
you
it.
can clutch onto, you can clutch onto a monster's face and then do like an attack.
Yes.
So if you clutch onto a monster's face with a Wyvern Snipe bowgun, what happens is you get to fire like one big shot into the monster's face.
Okay, that sounds cool.
Yeah, so then what you do is you stack every form of attack you can imagine onto that, and then you just repeatedly clutch and fire onto the monster's face. It doesn't work on every monster, but like for instance, Velkhana can't do almost anything to counter that. So you can pretty much just kill a Velkhana with no problem by just spamming that interface.
Does that also work on Arc-Tempered Velkhana?
Nope. I knew that was coming. Arch-Tempered Velkhana has some patterns that kind of screw that up.
Oh, okay.
Because like the regular Velkhana didn't defend her face at all. So I guess that's why the developers were like, no. Arch-Tempered can't be like this. I don't know what move it has, but the Arch-Tempered will kick you off of her face and sometimes even kill you. I think she does like breath attack from her face or something.
Well, I
that
remember
does a ton
even
of damage.
if you clutch claw at the wrong time on it, yeah, she just kicks you off and it doesn't just shove you off, but like you get sent to the ground where there's then an opening to pretty much get killed.
Yeah. Rurikhan, but you played ranged weapons in Toki then. Yeah, you see, the reason I don't play them in Monster Hunter is because ammo management. And people always tell me it's super easy, and I'm like, I know it's easy, but it's too much work.
Right.
Even though it's easy, it's still too much effort that I don't want to do. And in Toki then I could just fire and not have to deal with ammo management, so I did it.
And sorry, what is Tukiden?
Toki then is it's something that was made by Koei Tecmo, which was like, you know how Monster Hunter used to be on the PlayStation Portable, right? With Freedom Unite?
Yep.
But Capcom started working with Nintendo and then put a Monster Hunter on the Vita. So a lot of people thought like, hey, we can make like a Monster Hunter game and put it on the Vita, and Toki then was one of those. One of the better ones.
Oh. So it's like a Monster Hunter clone then.
Yeah, basically I used to call it like arcade Monster Hunter because it doesn't have as much like consumable management, so it feels more arcadey in nature. But it was fun, I liked it.
Now I know that you were taking your time when it came to Elden Ring. Are you still playing that or
No, I finished it, and one of the things that I didn't do yet was I didn't do one of the special endings.
isn't there, like,
Because I
5 of them?
started getting... Yeah, there's 5 of them. I did 4.
Oh, okay.
And I was missing 1. Because the one that I was missing, it's like you could kind of cheese using your save file and whatnot, but you would miss one cutscene, and I wanted to see all of the cutscenes. So I could have done like the Platinum achievement, but I wanted to actually do it proper.
And did you end up reviewing that? I didn't see if you put up a video on your channel for that.
I'm pretty sure I did. I always review all the Souls games, so I'm pretty sure I did.
Okay, because I saw earlier that you were like, nope, I'm not going to stream. I'm going to play it on my own time. Going to enjoy it. Take my time with it. But
And it did take me a long time because like I was dead scared of getting spoiled. Like it's so hard to avoid getting spoiled nowadays.
Yeah.
And to me, getting spoiled really takes a lot away from the enjoyment of the games. Which I appear to be in a minority when it comes to that, because most people seem not to care at all about getting spoiled, but I'm like, nah, because the thing about a Souls game is that once you know that there's a threat somewhere, that thing is never really a threat. It's just something for you to deal with forever, because you know it's there.
Yeah, I hate the trailers that reveal so much. I like being surprised. I think one of the joys I got to have as someone who didn't know anything about Monster Hunter when I played World, all the content was out. I didn't know anything about any, like, the monsters didn't mean anything to me. So every new thing I was encountering was a surprise. And it was just, I had no context. So, for example, like Raging Brachydios, that probably meant more to people who played 3U and all of that. But, I was playing and all of a sudden I just heard like the music kicks up and there's like a choir. And, that was revealed. I learned afterwards that was revealed in the trailer. But I'm like, why is this music so intense? And then I carded. I was like, oh, okay, I understand now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Capcom does tend to reveal way too much of their games in the trailer.
Yeah, I think so too. Thank you, Psycho with an RPG. Hopefully we'll see up more multiplayer streams. If we haven't sold you on Charge Blade hard enough, one last thing. You can KO monsters if your shield discharged and they hit your guard point because they take KO damage.
Yes.
I mean, I do want to start, the Switch X, I feel very comfortable with it. So I think it's time to start challenging myself again to get that noobish feeling of, oh, what am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Last hunt. So we've got Turbert. And I don't know if Turbert's... Oh, yeah, Turbert's still here. And dare I say, who will be the next one? Whoever gets into the queue first can be our next one. So whoever joins the queue, you can join us. All right, Regal Eagle, come on in.
Oh, it's a good thing that you have people looking out for you, not getting spoiled.
To me?
Looking out for you, not getting spoiled. Someone was just saying in chat that your mods make sure that you don't get spoiled. They keep spoilers in their lock and key.
Oh,
that's the way to do it.
Yeah, they try, but there's some people who they want to help me, and they do it by sharing things. I was like, don't do that.
I remember when I was in Iceborne and I was going in completely blind, someone just walks into my chat and goes like, has he fought gold and silver yet? And I was like, mother. I was so pissed.
Yeah, I saw on Twitter, so 4U's my next game, right? And I saw someone post what I later learned is a monster called Gog. And because it was a beautiful drawing, I was like, oh cool, what monster? This is an amazing monster. And someone's like, oh yeah, that's Gog. And then they start revealing a whole bunch of info. And I just saw someone tweet under it holy spoilers, Batman or something. And luckily I saw that first, so I ignored the other tweets, but I caught the name. I'm like, that's where the oh my Gog comes from.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know what the monster does, but I just know its name and briefly kind of what it looks like.
I've never fought it.
Really? Because that's endgame for you?
Yeah, that is endgame for you. And it's like the only time I started doing endgame was in World, because all of the other games would always release in Japan and then 1 year later in the West. And I was like, well, I can't really do that much content, so I do a couple of videos, but nothing too relevant, because Monster Hunter was super niche in the West. And I was already covering a game that was much more niche back then, which is Dark Souls. And I'm like, yes, let me get another niche game.
That was niche as well.
Yeah, dude, there was a time Dark Souls was very niche.
Oh, yeah, let me get you that idea, Regal. How do you feel? Because I feel you're the core fan. You were in these niche communities while they were still niche. How do you feel seeing your communities that were so niche getting mainstream? Dark Souls became mainstream, Monster Hunter is now mainstream.
I mean, so there's always that side of you that's like, oh, I was there when we were small, and I know of people that are like, oh, now everybody thinks that they're fans and whatnot, and they're a little bit bitter about it. Me, I'm just like, I started my content with the purpose of getting more people to play it. So fundamentally, I won. I was able to get more people to play it.
So watch out for whatever you're playing that's niche, because it's going to blow up.
No, I wish I had that power, because I would blow up Soul Sacrifice. Nobody knows about Soul Sacrifice almost, despite all of my best efforts.
That sounds familiar. I think I saw maybe Gaijin talking about it.
Yeah, I was the one who got Gaijin to play it.
Yeah. Look what you did to the poor guy. I saw what you did with Final Fantasy.
Dude, I was not expecting him to fall for Final Fantasy that deep. I just wanted him to enjoy the story. Jesus Christ. Now the entire Monster Hunter fandom is like after me, like, you look what you did. Look at what are you happy with yourself? I'm just like, what did I do?
So the next ones I'm very curious. I still have to finish Devil May Cry. I'm going through that franchise. So I finished the first 2 so far, then 3, 4, 5. But I also want to try Dragon's Dogma, which apparently is quite good. And I also
Dragon's Dogma is excellent.
And Final Fantasy 14. I do want to experience the story. I don't think I'm gonna fall into it like Gaijin did. But you know, he said the same thing. So who knows?
He said even worse. Like he was just like, I'm just not an MMO guy. That's what he told me, which is why I was like, okay,
Wow.
if he doesn't like. He was so incredibly dismissive that I was like, you know, maybe you'll just like get bored of it after maybe you'll just play the demo portion of it, because the story is still good. Like, a lot of people think that, oh, well, there's the demo and then I have to pay for it. And it's like, it is worth it to play, even if you just do the demo content, and it's over 200 hours, give or take, depending on how fast you go through it. So, and that story is worth it. It is that good. But Gaijin just kept going, never stopped, and I was like, okay.
See ya. Have fun. How do you play?
As a matter of fact, you want to know something funny? He's actually done something that I've never done, which is he cleared an ultimate encounter, which is like the hardest possible content in the game, one of the hardest possible raids that you can do.
Well,
and I haven't even done that.
Just because they're big time commitments, aren't they?
Yeah. Like, I think he spent like 1 or 2 weeks progressing it.
Wow. Because I do follow his Twitter, and I saw he was dropping some stuff that, like, I guess, like, I don't know if I read it right, that like 1% of the player base or something. It looked like it was something that was hard. And he was like getting one shot on some things. I'm just like, oh boy, this looks intense.
But it's like, here's the thing. Like, if you're just going in for the story, you never have to experience that. The story of the game that is fully experienceable, and even the normal raids, anybody can do them. Like, they're super easy.
So what I'm worried about is, you know, my Monster Hunter journey was, okay, I'll give the game a shot. I'll play World till credits. And then I bought Iceborne. And then I soloed Fatalis. And then I got 3U. And now I'm in play. So I'm like,
Well, I mean, the thing is, if you get it, you already know what other Final Fantasies are like, so it's not like you're gonna go, oh, I'm gonna play Final Fantasy 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then all the way up to 14. Like, 14 is its self-contained game. So.
yeah. But I love the Final Fantasy, like, the way games are made. I did prefer the older ones more than the modern ones. Right now, I'm actually going through Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm trying to 100% it, so it's my second playthrough. But just going for 100%, and like, I'm loving hard mode. It's so far. We'll see when it gets super hard, but it's just making me it's forcing me to appreciate the mechanics of the game and learn how to play it the way it was intended to be played.
I mean, I played a decent chunk of it on hard, and then I had to start playing something else because probably some Monster Hunter thing came along, and I was like, well, gotta focus on that. And I ended up not going back to it. But I did enjoy what I played of Remastered. I never played the original. I tried playing the original afterwards, though.
Oh. Did you get a chance to do the DLC for that one? With Yuffie?
The Yuffie? Yes. Mm-hmm. I did all of that crazy, like, board game thing.
Yeah, I had to do that too. Part 100%. Freaking that last one.
I remember the last one, it was almost like the dude was cheating or something because he had so much more powerful things than we did.
Yeah, so he has a board that generates faster and you can't match his speed.
Yeah.
And then he's got a bunch of facilities, so he's just spamming all his dudes. Fort Condor, Paul. Thank you.
I don't remember exactly how I eventually beat it, but I did beat him.
Yeah, I had to use
but it was very annoying. Yeah.
Once I clicked of how to use Yuffie, it was so satisfying for just the way that she controls.
I didn't like Yuffie very much, actually. I was like, No, I liked Cloud. Yeah. Cloud was cool.
Well, he's melee, she's more range, and based on your monster
exactly.
preference. I'm with you though. I always prefer melee over range.
Oh crap. Well,
I was in the middle
it
of
was you, right? It was you, right? Yeah,
Oh,
good.
shit, I'll take the blame, yeah.
I totally didn't have a worm stake in there. No, not me. I would never do something like that when a monster's falling asleep.
It was either your sword or your worm stick or my sword. Both were going brr. Uh-oh.
But yeah, like I tried playing the original and I got instantly burned out. Like that thing, I think only people that have a serious nostalgia for it can actually appreciate it nowadays. Because
Those mechanics
not
don't
enjoying
age
it.
well. Random battles?
It's not even the mechanics. I didn't even have problem with random battles, and I could turn it off because I had like the Switch version or whatever. I didn't, but I could have just turned it off if I wanted to. It was more so like there was one quest that really triggered me, and it was the one where you're supposed to march alongside the other soldiers.
Oh, yes. Oh, that was frustrating.
And I was just like, dude, I did that thing flawless. You couldn't even tell my character apart from the other ones.
Yes.
And they were just like, nah, you messed up. And I was like, bro, no. No, this is just bad, okay? Stop.
You know, that's going to be in probably the next Final Fantasy VII, whatever they're calling it, Rebirth.
Yeah.
I'm curious if it's going to be as annoying.
Did you play the original 7? I'm assuming you did.
I did when I was younger, yeah.
So, are you also one of the people that's like bitter about the way that Remaster did it? Because a lot of people didn't like it.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So, I wasn't expecting a twist, first of all. And I was just, the nostalgia was the perfect delivery where it was like modern gameplay, but like, you know, the characters you love, everything that you love, but like this whole new polished way. And then what they did at the end, I'm just like, oh, this like changes everything. And I don't want to spoil it. I know it's 2 years old, but in case anybody in the chat hasn't seen it. And I'm all on board. I'm like, oh, I'm just more invested now than ever. So yeah, there's always going to be people that complain about stuff. There's always purists, and I guess I'm more of the type to embrace change.
I'm like, it depends on what it is, but since I didn't have an attachment to the original material, I'm like, I don't care.
I didn't.
This looks great to me, so.
I didn't like the final fights though. It was very Kingdom Heartish to me, and I'm like, okay, you know, I know it's the creator of the producer of Kingdom Hearts who's behind this game, but I'm like, really, you couldn't come up with a different design than like the most iconic villain in Kingdom Hearts, or one of them, one of the more iconic bosses. That big like black blob. That's the one I'm referring to.
But yeah, it's like the thing about 14 is that it is, from all of the stories that I've ever experienced across any form of media, be it video games, books, movies, it's the best story of all, of anything.
And without going too deep into it or spoiling anything, what is it? Like, is it a political story, a love story, warring, a story about war? Like, thematically, what is it?
All of the above so far.
Okay. So it takes all of the Final Fantasy stories and combines it together then.
Yeah, it directly takes from other Final Fantasy games. Like, there's even a quest line that there's a crossover between 15 and 14. And you can get the regalia in game.
Oh, that's cool. I know that there's a Rathalos in there too, which I want to go hunt.
Yeah. You need to be level 70 for that.
And that's outside of the demo, right?
Yeah, that's Rathalos was basically end game of the second expansion, which is the one after the demo.
Okay. Yeah, that's partially why I was like starting the RPG channel, because I knew that, you know, from your experience, MMO and Monster Hunter content doesn't do well on YouTube when it's together. So that's why I started the RPG channel, with the hopes of eventually.
I mean, it's not even that it doesn't do well. It's that it didn't do well for me. It doesn't mean that it would be the same for you or for anybody else. It's like, it's weird.
Well,
I can't explain how the algorithm works. Some people are able to pull it off. I couldn't.
Mm-hmm. Well, what I've seen most of the time is most people stick to their niche. Like I've seen, you just look at some channels and you can see some content. It just spikes more than everything else. Yeah, man, Waka, Strawberry Samurai needs to return in Final Fantasy 14. That was my original character in Rise, was the Strawberry Samurai. The whole samurai like look, but pink, even though strawberries are red.
Well, see, that's the other thing. You need to be at least, for starters, you need to own Stormblood, and then you need to be level 50 if you want to have a samurai.
Okay. See, this is how you sell me. Oh, you have to grind to 50 to get the samurai armor. Okay.
It's not the samurai armor, it's the samurai job, because it's a part of Stormblood.
Okay. But I assume you get the armor with the job. Or you.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Then if you want to get started into layered armor, that's when you're going down a really deep rabbit hole in that game.
There's layered armor in there too.
Of course. Glam is the end game. You've never heard people say that? Everybody's like, glam is the true end game.
No, I have
And then
not.
there's like glowy weapons that'll take you like months to grind if that's what you want to do.
Probably.
But I can't be seen in public talking to you about Final Fantasy 14. Like, there's going to be a lynch mob at this point. Look at Rurikhan sabotaging all. People have begun to say that I'm purposefully getting every Monster Hunter creator into 14 so that I'm the only Monster Hunter creator left.
That's an awesome conspiracy theory. Make the community niche again. Go back to
Yes, exactly.
Hashtag make the community niche.
It's like I start a podcast where I bring people over and stuff, but now I'm going to push them all away so that I'm all alone again. This is a brilliant plan.
That is masterful. If you can't beat the YouTube algorithm, beat the competition.
Yeah, exactly. Just destroy everybody.
Yeah, and then
End their lives.
Wonderful. All right, so that's the last. Oh, we got the dancing. Yeah. Well, thanks very so much for dropping in and for hopping in on some hunts. Really appreciate it. And chat, also thank you for hanging out here. So much for a short stream. I ended up streaming my usual time.
It's my fault. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. This was a great way to spend a Sunday. So Ray, you're free to jump off. Oh, for those who actually don't know Rurikhan, we're assuming everybody does. Check him out either on Twitch, YouTube. It's just youtube.com/Rurikhan, I assume.
Yeah. Just search for Rurikhan if you want to find me.
If you want to find some guides how to play, you'll learn more than watching me figure out how to play this. Also, Dark Souls content, MMO content, cool podcasts. Anything else I missed?
No. It's like don't worry.
No, we gotta do the promo.
I'm just like hanging out, dude. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Sorry, I'm wired to promote. All
yeah,
right.
don't worry about it.
Okay, well, I'll promote my own stuff then. So if you haven't joined already, you can check out the Discord where you can get notifications of all the stuff that goes live this week. I will probably be doing Final Fantasy VII tomorrow, moving Elden Ring streams to Fridays, so we have more time just for journal purposes. When we put the journals out, it'll line up better. So yeah, Final Fantasy tomorrow. What's my schedule? Thursday, Monster Hunter. Friday, Elden Ring. There's a bunch of content on the way. There's a video I'm working on to talk about that new EA Monster Hunter game. I forget what the name is. Something Hearts.
Wild Hearts.
Wild Hearts. Thank you. And then there's a sponsored video coming out too about another game I tried that was interesting. So keep an eye out for that. And otherwise, I will see you all next time. And until then, keep it classy.